How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Near Mint Condition. I am the Uncanny Omar, and I am not alone today because we're going to be looking at the DC catalog. Lots of books coming from August 2025 to January 2026. Immediately to my left is my buddy Wonder Maddie, who I have known for years. She is the one that heads Old Reader, New Reader. How are you, Maddie?
I'm doing great. I'm excited to talk DC.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm excited for you to get excited about things at DC. They got a lot of great things coming out. And she does Old Reader, New Reader every Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. But she is going on vacation for a couple weeks. I don't know if she can tell you all where she's
going. I'll be in Japan. So
okay, now people know. So if you're in Japan, in case you're not familiar where it is, I got you. So go and say hi to Maddie. Now, immediately to her left is Domovax, my partner in crime. What's up, buddy?
What's good? I'm Domovax, comicreleases.com assistant editor. Put a slideshow for Omar up till 11:47 p.m. I think
for all of us.
But for all of us. But yeah, very excited to talk about DC with all my friends here.
Awesome. And right underneath Domovax is... That's you, Omnidog.
Oh, I'm Omnidog. Heyo. From Omnidog's Vault, and I am very excited to be here with all my friends. This is fun. Thank you for inviting me. Really enjoyed these things. Thank you, James. I appreciate it.
James always has your back. And to his right is the Norwegian assassin. What's up, Lars?
Yes, Lars Pearson, publisher and editor-in-chief of Mad Norwegian Press, formerly of Wizard Magazine. And, I just want you to know that these DC catalog examinations can go long because, of course, DC, we're looking at such a wide swath of months all at once. So I want you to know I am prepared. I've had dinner. I have snacks. I have coffee. Okay. And then I'm even ready with a shot. Well, I was ready with a needle of adrenaline to my heart to keep me going. Because you might remember all those great movies of the 90s that had a needle of adrenaline to the heart, like Pulp Fiction, The Rock, Sleepless in Seattle. Okay, they all had needles to the heart. Now, in fact, trying to be helpful, I snuck into all of your houses and I taped needles of adrenaline under your chairs. But it turns out, upon further examination, myth: injecting medicine straight into your heart can be beneficial in some way. It turns out that is not an actual thing. So if you find needles of adrenaline under your chairs, I need you to just forget that they're there, okay?
You taped this under my chair. It's not a needle.
That's how he smuggles needles inside of the toys.
Well, all right. This is the worst April Fool's ever.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And immediately to his right is our buddy from Australia. What is up, Omnibus?
G'day. I know you wanted me to say that. I am Omnibus, host of Aussie First, and I am super pumped to be a part of this panel. First time I'm here with Wonder Maddie and BJ, although I've taken 3 hours off my work. Thank you to my boss that has allowed me to be here. But now
is your boss watching right now? Your boss is watching?
No, she's not, although I've sent her the
link. Hit that like button if she's watching. All right, go ahead, Omnibus.
Just so she knows I'm not lying. But now I'm worried because Norwegian Assassin's on, and I'm afraid this is going to go for over 3 hours.
She's going to be like, man, your buddy needs mental help. And last but not least, my buddy BJ Kicks. What's up, man?
Not a whole lot, man. I'm doing well. It's fun. It's fun being here. I'm BJ Kicks from Comics Are Dope. And I'm just glad we're doing this today because if we wait until tomorrow, Omnibus might have cost us like 25% more. So
25%. That's right. And there's all his information. Big BJ Kicks with a smooth voice. Like a Three Musketeer, as he said earlier. This is the way that Lars described it. It's a very beautiful, poetic way that Lars described it. So today we are going to be looking at the DC catalog. The full catalog is now out. Some of the stuff has not been solicited yet. So this is one step closer to getting books to your hands, which is always good, right? As always, before we even start looking at the stuff in here, dates are always subject to change. There could be delays. There could be cancellations. Something we don't want to see, but it's happened in the past. It's happened in the past a lot. It's happened in the past just recently a lot less, which is good.
We've only had 2 cancellations in the previous catalog, Omar. The first of
That's
which was
awesome.
Which was the Beyond the White Knight Deluxe Edition, and Jess's favorite omnibus ever, the Batman by Neil Adams omnibus.
There's rumors that got canceled so they can use the original colors. That is the rumor. Nothing confirmed yet until we see the book out. But we will.
Can you say that again? I honestly, what is the rumor?
The rumor for the Neil Adams Batman omnibus is that they canceled it because they heard so much complaint. Somebody forwarded them a video of a guy drowning the book with root beer, and that guy is now on a list. And
I've heard about that guy. Dangerous man.
Yeah,
that is as this generation calls it, problematic. And no, in all seriousness, he
is after that guy. Yeah.
They've heard so much complaint about the colors that Neil Adams, of course, did and approved, and the re-inking, that they're going back to the original colors. That's the rumor. I don't know if any of that is true.
And the original art,
before his inks. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Which is doing, that's a lot of restoration. So if it is indeed true, that's why it was canceled.
Which means, Jess, you're going to have to buy another copy.
Oh, he knows he will.
Yeah.
He was going to buy a copy regardless of the colors or not. Like, he's going to, because he'll see Neil Adams, he'll see a Batman, and he'll be like, maybe I'll give it one more chance. Maybe I was a little rough on it earlier.
I don't want his ghost to haunt me, so yeah.
No, as you say, DC's been they have a long track record of canceling stuff. I do agree with Dom. They seem to be getting better on that. They seem to actually be sticking to the landing and doing less of what we call in the business as pixelated cock teasing.
That's what the business calls it?
Yeah.
What business are you in? You're in public.
All right. He waited. Don't worry. We're 7 minutes in.
That's why you don't go first, Lars.
I think that was within 10 minutes.
Yeah,
it was within 10
Lars talk within
first 10 minutes, yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Tex. I appreciate it. I'm not anymore now that Lars has spoken.
So is that Beyond the White Knight really canceled? Is there no update?
Yeah, no, it's been canceled for 2 months now.
Maybe things have been canceled in the past that we've seen come back, and things have been canceled in the past years ago, and we've seen show up and holding in our hands.
I get that in so many other formats. I'm like, dang, I should want it.
Yeah, that's I want that in absolute format so bad. And I thought Omar fired. No, I rehired him. Realized no one else wanted to help out, so I had to get
no one else wants the job, really.
That's not what I said, Lars. Dips on that as a band. Oh, I'm sure it's already. I'm sure it's Lars.
Sorry,
Lars,
guys. It's our new band name. We're on a band. Surprise.
Are you in a band, Lars? You strike me as somebody that's in a folkish band that only performs at Ren fairs. Lars, you're not answering the question, Lars. Are you in a band, dude?
No, I am not.
Okay.
Wait, Jess, what did you ask? Sorry.
Can you change the name of the stream to Pixelated Cock?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I'm going to do it right now.
We'll get a lot of viewers.
There's a lot of Japanese videos like that.
I've never been in a band. I wasn't, and everything I'm going to say next is true. I was in choir in high school, but I went to a very small high school. And the thing is there, you needed every warm body you could get. So a lot of people in the choir were also in football. And they would rack up injuries as the season went along. So by the time you get to the Christmas concert, the choir's on crutches and slings and everything else. And the choir looks like it's had the crap kicked out of it in some sort of street fight. Okay. That's the choir I was in.
So you were in choirs, what you were trying to say. Okay. BJ, how's the new baby?
She's doing well. She's good. She'll be 2 months tomorrow, Friday.
Yay.
Time is a thief, my friend. Before you know it, they're walking and going out with some dude that you don't like, and he's putting his feet up on your table, and you're like, get the hell out of my house.
Driving up your insurance rates.
Someone's projecting.
Is that what it's called? I think it's projecting, right? It's projecting. All right, Dom, why don't you take the lead? And if you need a backup, I've got my
I got you. Let me go ahead and boot up the drive and clickety clack on the keyboard so we can get this party rolling.
Oh, my friend Carlos, you are in for a treat then. Oh, it's good to see you, Comic Pals. Good to see Maddie and BJ. Wait, not Omar. Comic. All right, Sean, I'm gonna write your ass.
Sean, I
Write
miss
your
you.
name down. I didn't see Omar.
Sean, come on the channel again. I miss you.
Welcome to Zombiehood. I mean, Parenthood. It's all worth it. He's been there before.
Oh, he's been there a long time.
Yeah.
Second kiddo, right?
Third.
BJ, second?
Third.
This is my third.
Woo!
And life is completely off balance now.
You know, I have a friend of mine that has 7 kids, and he once told me, he's like, after 2, it's all about the same. And I looked at his wife when he said that, and she was like, no. Maybe for him.
Yeah. My sister has 8. If you hurry, you can catch up.
I will die.
Lars, what is wrong with you? All right. Take us away.
Fire.
Prices are always subject to change. Page count are always subject to change. And the last thing I'll say, format is always subject to change. We've seen books go from compendium to hardcovers and hardcovers to compendiums to trade paperbacks to not exist. So just keep that in mind. But let's have some fun.
I'm going to also add to that contents can also change. We have seen plenty of omnibuses and absolutes change their issues that are included in all of these to the last minute. Forever Evil Omnibus being one of the most recent ones where we have seen a big flip on some of these. So just keep in mind that none of this is finalized until we get it in our beautiful households. So
basically everything that we're showing today might happen.
No.
Yeah.
Will happen. That's the attitude we're coming in here with. All right. Take us away, Dom.
that's right. All right. First of these is Batman Nightfall Omnibus Volume 3 Night's End, the 2025 edition, coming out on the 5th of August at 896 pages and $100. Collecting Batman 509 to 510, 512 to 515. Shout out to Bat 29 and 30 and 32 to 35. Detective Comics 676 to 677 and 679 to 682. Robin 8 through 9 and 11 through 14. Catwoman 12 to 13. Batman Legends of the Dark Knight 62 to 63. Showcase 94 number 10. Nightwing Alfred's Return number 1 and Batman Vengeance of Bane number 2.
This is the exact same content that was in the original printing. I actually wore my Nightfall shirt today to tease Jess because I know how much he loves that story. If you're wondering why the Batman 511 is not in here and the Detective Comics 678, those were not in the original printing either because those are tie-ins to 0 Hour. And more so 0 Hour than zero, right? Like than issue number 0. So that's why they're not collected in here. They were not collected in the original printing as well. This does have one of my all-time favorite Batman stories, and that is Prodigal. You may hate Nightfall. You may hate everything about Nightfall, but Prodigal, oh my God, it's so good. Especially if you like Bruce Wayne Batman, Dick Grayson Robin, or Dick Grayson Nightwing, and that relationship. It's freaking beautiful. I love it.
I'm going to buy this.
So back in print. Excellent.
Omnibo, don't get this.
I have to. I've got 1 and 2. I didn't think this ever existed.
Oh, no.
It's too late.
I'm way too late.
Omnibus,
I
you tell Jess you're a grown-ass man. You can buy whatever you want to.
But if I want a book with bad spines, I can get books with bad spines, sir.
But this has the bullet logo on it and not the old timeless transparent white logo.
Oh, shoot. Are you serious?
I'm not lying to you.
Because I can't believe 1 and 2 of the new printing because they're slimmer and they have the DC logo. Never mind. I don't care. Never mind. All right, let's go on to the next book.
All right, next bookie. We do have DC Finest Justice League of America, The Return, coming out on the 5th of August at 584 pages at $39.99, collecting JLA 241 to 261 and annual number 3 along with Infinity Inc. number 19.
Nice.
And this is the Detroit era, which has been previously collected in omnibus format.
Yeah. No, it's good to see it. It's not really been collected properly in softcover. Am I wrong? I think this is the second half of the era. Why didn't they start with the first half?
Because DC Finest are like epic collections. They start.
Well, I know, but
so you knew the answer.
Reason about start with the first half.
Are you just making conversation, Lars? Like we're on a date?
Gotta get the small talk somewhere.
Yeah. I could give you topics, baby, all night. Like we don't have to talk about why they're starting at a random place because that's already been established by DC Finest. They'll start wherever, right? So if you want the Detroit era, in trade paperback. This is the tail end.
No. I mean, Marvel would, as you're right. The Epic Collection kind of starts but there's usually some rhyme or reason to it. There's usually like there was a patch that hasn't been collected before, or that hasn't been done, and it's like here, it's like, why not the first? Because now they got to put out the first half at some point. I don't know. It's fine. It's fine. It's nice.
This is also pre-crisis material.
Mm-hmm.
So
just
maybe
before Crisis hit.
Yeah. What was the other Justice League book they had, Don?
Issue 60 through 87. It's like right in the smack dab middle of the Gardner Fox run.
Okay, so maybe a little taste of this since they have JLA book 1 and 2 available.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Maybe they're thinking, how about we give them something like this? International has also been reprinted in trade paperback.
Yeah, could be.
Anybody else have thoughts and feelings about this? Jess, you like this era?
I have not read this era. Sorry.
It's a satellite era, right? You don't have it in omnibus format?
I do not. No, this wasn't an era I read.
I sold my omnibus many years ago, and I kind of regret it because I was like, no, I'm only doing post-crisis, but I kind of like a lot of the stories in here.
Yeah?
It's not the most successful era of the Justice League, if we're being entirely honest. But
Did this was
the
this
blue girl?
prior to Justice League International?
Yes,
Or
this is all pre-JLS.
The omnibus leads into that era of Justice League.
okay.
So we would need, I think, a Bronze Age Volume 4 to kind of bring it all together, which hasn't been
Who's the blue
announced.
flying girl?
that would be helpful, actually. Yeah. But
Who's the blue flying girl?
Who is the blue flying? Actually, that is one of
that would be
Justice
Zatanna.
League's.
That's Zatanna.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
You're talking about the one next to Mr. Fantastic.
Elongated man, if I've ever seen one.
Listen,
Where's
I'm all
Curtis?
for elongated man.
Where is Curtis so he can tell you the difference between Mr. Fantastic? He goes off, man.
Well, because Plastic Man can become more things than elongated man can't, and also elongated man is a wonderful.
So there's a rule with Mr. Fantastic that was established by Jack Kirby and a lot of the artists of the early age that Mr. Fantastic should not be stretching his neck. He can stretch any other body part. Lars, do not fill in that blank. He can stretch any other body part, but you do not stretch the neck. Because that's how you tell the difference between Marvel and DC. Like you have the Marvel character, he will never stretch his neck, and you'll have the DC characters like Elongated Man and Plastic Man. Of course, a lot of artists these days, they just don't care. They're like, whatever, man. He looks
well,
cool.
and even recently, like Mr. Fence, or they've kind of like copied Luffy from One Piece for some of his like.
he can
This is
stretch
more
his
Marvel
eyes.
rivals.
Can you do,
but yeah.
He can do a gum.
No,
bullet?
he does like the it's like almost like a gear. This is gonna make sense to you guys. The Gear 4 pose for my manga people in the chat, my One Piece readers.
Well, if that's the standard, it's weird that they think that anyone would be fooled that Mr. Fantastic stretched his neck. You'd be standing there going, "Is that elongated, man?" I mean,
Well, it was just one of those rules that was established. I think Alex Ross is the one of the most current artists that still keeps to that rule. Like you'll never see Alex Ross draw Mr. Fantastic with a long neck.
Nope.
Everything else
Mr. Fantastic has a long neck on Fantastic Four's cover 2 issues ago.
Mm-hmm.
Was that Alex Ross?
Nah, this was
Joshua Cassara.
yeah.
I thought Alex Ross was supplying all the covers to those
He
books.
switched off of the run on issue like 21.
Oh, they're so close to 2 years.
He's only doing Immortal Thor covers now.
Mm.
You can't.
Let me highlight my boy. Hold on, hold it up for me, BJ.
All right. Well, that's a weird way to say that, but
sacrilege.
That's my bad.
Okay. Yeah. Jack Kirby would be like, that's nonsense. That must be a distinguished competition, fool. Does Beau ever sleep? Beau?
Sleep is for the weak.
That's right. It's Australian for beer, baby. All
I
right.
can pull that up on my phone, and I have an iPad right there.
No, the phone is good. Shows you're young, man. You can still read on your little phone. That's awesome. Next one is one I'm excited for, and Volume 1 makes me more excited.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Action Comics by Dan Jurgens, Omni Volume 1, also coming out on the 5th of August at 848 pages, coming out on the $125, sorry. Collecting Action Comics 957 to 976, Convergence Superman 1 through 2, Justice League 52, Superman 18 through 19 as part of the Reborn crossover, Lois and Clark 1 through 8, Rebirth 1, number 1 from Superman, and pages from DC Universe Rebirth number 1.
If you have the deluxe editions, there is a total of 1, 2, 3. There's 3 deluxe editions, but Volume 2 will go further than the deluxe editions did. Plus, it'll have the crossover with Superman.
Which I love. I'm really glad they included that as well.
Yeah,
because I feel like you have to understand.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil
happening.
what happens in the crossover, but if you're wondering, wait a second, what about New 52 Superman? Like, what's going to happen with that? Everything gets explained in that crossover. And what else can I say? Oh, I love the fact that Lois and Clark is collected in here. I love that series.
That's the best thing that Dan Jurgens has ever written. Superman, Lois, and Clark. I love that book. It is such a perfect book.
I'm so
definitely
excited.
has
this
that
is a great era of Superman too, to be honest. Like beginning of Rebirth Superman is so good. And to have this plus with like the extra things added in is like I can't wait to have people like force people to read it.
I think what ends up happening, and there's nothing wrong with this, right? It's like people like Superman by Tomasi and Gleason, right? They're like that's my Superman Rebirth run. But this was just as fun. They were doing different things here. Where that was like focused on family, this is like focused on action.
Well, this is a great companion. You know what I mean? Like Tomasi is my number one, but like this is such a great companion to that. It's great to have both.
I actually preferred this run to Tomasi and Gleason's.
That's what's up, man. That's good for you, Dom.
Did you just say there's going to be a volume 2?
Well, this one
has
is
to be.
volume
It's
1,
volume 1.
right?
Volume 1, yeah. Volume 2 will lead up everything right before Bendis gets on an Action 1000.
Okay.
Now, now one thing to note here: if you are like a New 52 reader and that's your jam, issue 52 of Justice League from the New 52 is collected in here because it kind of ties into the story that Dan Jurgens is telling. Jeff Johns volume 2 only goes to issue 50, I want to say, right, Dom?
50. Yep, 50, and then 51 is part of the lead up to Titans Rebirth by Dan Abnett, and then 52 is all Superman stuff. It's like it's got a character on it I can't talk about.
That Lois on the cover, she looks weird.
Is that side profile?
Lex Luthor.
She's got a strong haircut.
It might be the side profile. I see what you mean.
It's
though.
side
I can kind of see that. That is a Dan Jurgens? No, that's a Yvonne Hayes, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right. What is next, Dom? Oh yeah.
All right. Next up on the list, we got Batgirl, Stephanie Brown, Volume 2,
look at that
2025
cover.
edition. 328 pages, $29.99. Batgirl 13 through 24. The Road Home Batgirl and Leviathan Strikes #1s all collected in here.
I'm surprised with these new trade paperbacks. We haven't had a Red Robin of this era collected in a big, thick trade. This is the second printing of this type of book from this era. I'm a big fan of this Stephanie Brown Batgirl.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm glad they're putting it back out in trade paperback. And I think that was the first time I ever saw Art Germ was one on the cover.
Yeah, those were some of his earliest covers. Was that and a random Green Lantern Johns issue. They sort of like got his legs in for DC.
Which is crazy to think about now because I feel like that man's everywhere. And I'm thankful for it.
BJ, who's your favorite Batgirl, buddy?
My favorite character design is probably Cassie Kane.
Yeah. She is the best.
But
What about you, Omnibus? Are you a fan of Batgirl?
Oh, I only know the original who became Oracle. The rest of them I have never read. What is it? Spoiler? Is this Stephanie Brown? No, that's Cassie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stephanie Brown. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I've never read the other two Batgirls, so I wouldn't have a clue. Sorry.
Okay.
I do know that Spoiler is very, very popular.
Yeah. She is, man. Really enjoyed the first volume. Looking forward to this one. All Batgirls matter, but Cass is the best. Yes, Philip, that's right. Cassandra Cain is the best. That's right. I love her too, man. She's my favorite. The next book, Dom, is the book 2 of Tom King's run, Batman.
Yes. Yeah, this is book 2 of the Tom King Batman runs. So if you are a fan of the thick, complete collections or epic collections, this is the one for you. $49.99, 544 pages, coming out on the 12th of August, collecting issues 21 through 43 of Batman, annuals 1 through 2, and Flash 21 through 22 as part of the Button crossover.
Mm-hmm.
And the button crossover was not included in the deluxe editions, unless you had the Flash deluxe editions. Yeah,
They did a separate deluxe that was just the button.
yeah, they did. That had, I think, it had a lenticular.
It
It had a lenticular
yeah.
cover because those single issues also had lenticulars.
It's also just standard size
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you for that, Jess.
because
Is
it glares at me from the spine glares at me all the time.
Right, because it matches the rest of the spines, but it's shorter.
Yeah,
Listen,
exactly.
DC Deluxe, Rebirth Deluxe, they're like,
It's just-
hey, it's
it
really
looks-
beautiful, right? How
yeah.
would you like Green Arrow? Do you like it when it's opposite? No, I don't.
There's no way a book with 27 issues, 2 of the manuals, is under 600 pages. Well, again, the catalog is just at its early stages. Maybe they can change the page count, and who knows? No. Did the first Batman by Tom King book 1 out? The very first one?
Let's see, Batman.
I think it came out in like
I think it
December.
is.
Yeah.
Okay. Did that one have extras? Like a lot of extras, or does anybody have it?
Not really. It was pretty streamlined.
Okay.
You know what? They put the trades on DC Infinite. I could probably find out.
My man. All right. Next, Dom.
Next up, we got a 2025 edition of the Dan Slott, Ryan Sook Batman Arkham Asylum, the deluxe edition of Living Hell, coming out on the 12th of August. 176 pages at $29.99, collecting the 6-issue limited series as a part of because Dan Slott's joining the Superman team in May.
Yeah, I've never read this. But it looks
This
cool.
is a pretty good read. I read this a
Yeah.
few years ago.
Yeah. I
Maybe
read
I'll
it.
add that onto the list for this
When did
year.
you write this?
2005.
A while ago now.
Maddie, I've never read this either.
Well, you want to do an old reader, new reader on it?
Who's going to be the old reader? Neither one of us is it.
Hey, can one of you guys be the old
Invite me on, Maddie.
I've read this and it's really good.
Okay.
I really enjoyed it.
New Jersey Devil, Jurgen's Omnibus for a burned Superman on. Oh, man. Tell me about it. We'll get our day will come. Our day will come.
I mean, if you technically count it, like Jurgens has got 3 Omnis now compared to Burn 0 for Superman. So
why would you do that? Don't
because
kick
I can.
down. Don't kick a man off. Yeah. All right. What is next? Oh yeah, Jess, eat it. Year 3, baby, deluxe edition. That's right.
Nobody asked for this. Nobody asked for this.
This
Listen,
feels so
Omar
good.
called every day until they finally let him have it.
Oh, I'm calling until I get my Batman Year 2 Absolute Edition, but I'll take this one too.
Nobody asked for it ever.
Everybody asked for this. This is another story that has been infamously retconned by this guy named Jeff Loeb and Tim Sell with his Dark Victory story. That is now canon as Batman Year 3 or Robin Year 1, really. But that's okay. All of us that read this still lived it, and this is still canon in our heads. And that is Batman Year 3 / Robin Year 1.
Canon in our heads.
It is a unique. It's different, right, than Dark Victory, right? Dark Victory is like, here's the past and here's what happened. This is more like Nightwing Dick Grayson is reminiscing about his past in the circus, like, and it kind of ties it together. So it's more like a flashback that happens.
Like an acid flash.
When is Batman? Oh my gosh, Hat of Spirit. I haven't even thought. Psych. I've been thinking of that for 30 years in my head. I'm writing it. Jim Lee's drawing it. We get this guy named Scott Williams to ink it. Haven't decided on a colorist yet. But first order of business is I got to call Jim Lee to see if he wants to draw it. Batman Year 4, Return of the Reaper, Jess. Return of the Reaper. Yeah, this is cool. I mean, I'm excited for this. You got George Perez on cover, so I love this.
Great cover with a very stern-looking nun. George Perez does like stern-looking nuns.
I mean, we got a hush.
Shut up.
That's way funny.
When I was a kid, dude, I was waiting for I thought every year we were gonna get a Batman year, right? Like I thought the same thing, and then they were like, "No." Who said garbage? Of course, Warren.
I love that man.
You are the worst representation of Kentucky, Warren. The worst. All right. What's next, Dom?
Next up, we got DC Finest Blue Beetle challenges the Red Knight, coming out on the 12th of August as well. 368 pages, $39.99. Collecting Captain Atom 83 to 86. Blue Beetle 1964 1 through 5. Blue Beetle 1965 1 through 5, and 50 to 54. Blue Beetle 1967 1 through 5, and Charleston Bullseye #1.
Jess, Lars,
Um,
how do you feel about this? I don't think any of the stuff has been printed in trades, right?
Some of it has been in the DC archives, but a lot of it hasn't. I'm a little surprised that they're thumping the Dan Garrett angle so hard here, because I believe this has the first appearance of Ted Cord, who is of course the far better known character. On the other hand, it has a lot of material from Dan Garrett that's not been collected before, which is exciting. I don't know how many Dan Garrett fans there are out there. But good on them for doing some new stuff. Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm excited for this. There's Ditko in this. It says right down there at the bottom. I haven't had a chance to read any Charlton stuff because I just don't. I don't think it's been collected properly. If it's in archives, it's way out of print.
It really hasn't. I mean, there were 2 Action Heroes collections in the archives line, and that was
the Garrett heads are going wild. I thought Lars was a Garrett head. I was mistaken. Sorry.
No, my friend who's been collecting comics for like 40 years. He's a super big Blue Beetle fan. Like Ted Cord is his favorite character, and he told me like this stuff is pretty phenomenal. So I'm very excited to read it.
Phenomenal! Wow,
awesome.
I was gonna ask why you have such old friends, but Jess is here.
Take it easy.
Ouch. Woo.
Take it easy. Just relax.
Like 15 Dan Garrett stories and 10 of those are Ted.
Well,
thank you for that, Richard.
Yeah, and again, it's nice to get the stuff that we haven't had collected before. They could easily go with, the modern Blue Beetle, which is again has a movie and everything. But no, this is great to see. Yeah.
Well, they're doing the Jaime Reyes stuff in like the thicker.
I'm so glad that's
and maybe that's been better collected. Yeah, so
this is great for people like me that haven't read it and just want to be able to read it for a cheap price as well.
Yeah.
All right. Next up,
we got the 2025 edition of Phil Jimenez Wonder Woman Omnibus coming out on the 12th of August. 856 pages, $100. Collecting Wonder Woman 164 to 188. Our World's at War #1 for Wonder Woman. DC Specialty Return of Donna Troy 1 through 4, and Wonder Woman Secret Files 2 through 3.
Yeah, this is great news because I don't have this.
I don't have it either,
and so I'm very excited. Although I do own The Return of Donna Troy multiple times over.
They're very long reads.
But do you understand any of them?
Who is Donna Troy? I don't know.
Who is Donna Troy? Nobody knows. Nobody, in fact, knows at this point.
I have 5 Donna Troy cosplays, and I don't know.
Yeah.
This is a very, very dialogue-heavy book. It's a book that took me a while to read, like a Silver Age book.
Oh,
I will say that about it.
But
the artwork is absolutely stunning if you're a fan of Jimenez, but oh my god, it's dull.
More words than monsters.
And I hate to say that because there's a lot of important things that happen, and especially that Our World's at War one shot.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of gets lost within the dialogue and the narration. But I think it's important to collect everything, so everybody should read it. Just prepare to do a lot of reading. I will say that.
Well, yeah. So I used to measure older comics by the duration of time it took me to read them by how many bowls of oatmeal it would take me over breakfast to finish them. Because comics before even like as late as 2000, it would take me 2 bowls of oatmeal in the morning to read through them. But after 2000, when everything gets decompressed, it's just 1 bowl of oatmeal. And so I think Phil is a stunning artist. But
Absolutely.
I think in a way he's also kind of emulating George Perez's layout style, and George Perez's layout style was very dialogue heavy, packed a lot in there.
I think 2 bowls of oatmeal will be the first single by the band Pixelated Cotton.
Yes. Who is the target audience for this band?
Everyone.
We're all in it. So
Divorced dads with a huge comic book collection.
Woo, I'm so glad you said comic book collection instead of something else. All right, next.
Next up on the list is one of my recent underrated faves. This is Detective Comics by Mariko Tamaki. Omnibus coming out on the 19th of August at 1,000 pages, $125. This is going to collect Detective Comics 1034 to 1061, Annual 2021, Secret Files Huntress #1, Future State Dark Detective 1 through 4, Batman 1 Bad Day, Two-Face #1, and stories from Detective Comics 1027, Batman Secret Files #3, Batman Black and White #5. It's got really, really awesome Dan Mora art. This is where Dan Mora got his feet in before he jumped over to do Mark Waid books.
Why is
I'm so happy for Mariko Tamaki of getting like an omnibus out like this. Like this makes me really happy.
I just remember because I was reading this in singles, and I just wanted nothing more than for the stupid magistrate stuff from Future State to be over and done with.
Yeah.
And so I fell off in the middle of this, like so early that I didn't even recognize that it was Dan Mora on artwork or appreciate that. I remember it being Ivan Reis, but I don't know. It'll be fun to revisit now that we're not so entrenched in that stuff now.
Agreed.
If you're wondering where this fits into reading order of Batman, this goes right after the Batman Detective Comics by Peter Tomasi.
Mm-hmm.
This immediately follows it. Like this is Mariko Tamaki taking over with issue 1034, and his last issue was 1033. So it's not the only Batman omnibus we're going to see here.
This run had a great run. Lee Bermejo was doing variants for this run. And those were awesome. I kept collecting this just for those.
This remind me, since you all read it in singles, and I only have like I think 2 of the trade paperbacks. Was this going on at the same time that Ron V was writing? Like, were one of them writing like the A stories in Detective Comics, and one of them was writing the B stories?
No. Ron V took over on 1062.
Okay.
Whole bunch of different backups,
So Mariko Tamaki had their like run just the entire issue. It wasn't like Mariko Tamaki was writing the A stories and somebody was writing a backup story.
There was a moment in time where Detective Comics was a weekly comic. And, I remember it running weekly with the Tower storyline for like 3 straight months. Matt Rosenberg did some of the backups.
That's it. Yes, that's what it was. Okay. Was that collected fully then?
It was in like separate collections. Like you had like the main story collected differently from the backups.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I think it was the Shadow in the Tower or
Shadow
something.
in the Tower. Mm-hmm.
Which I assume will be part of this collection, right? It doesn't look like they're leaving anything out.
Yeah,
that's awesome, man. I love that. All right. Next one I think a lot of people are excited for.
All right.
People are so excited for the next book. DC's not even going to finish the cover.
All right, the one that people have been asking for the last 4 or 5 years. This is Tom King Batman Omnibus Volume 1 at 984 pages at $125. This is going to collect Batman Rebirth #1, Batman 1 through 32, the Elmer Fudd Special, Nightwing 5 through 6, Detective 941 to 942 as part of the Night of the Monster Man crossover, Flash 21 through 22 as part of the Button crossover, and the story Good Boy from Batman Annual #1.
All right, so panel, sell this one to me because I'm very selective in my Batman omnibuses. I keep getting told this is great.
My selling point, Beau, is that I will finally be able to upgrade from my single issues that are stored in a Houston Rockets backpack in my room.
That has nothing to do with me, Dom. And
I will say that even though from this era is the origin of my Tom King love-hate relationship / villain origin story, even so, I will still buy this book because I did really like it. Am I still mad about the wedding? Yeah. But I'm still
the wedding wasn't Tom King's fault.
No, neither was Heroes in Crisis.
No, Heroes in Crisis.
This is the actual cover. Tom King drew it himself.
Absolutely.
People are going to buy this. It doesn't matter.
It's a Clay Man sketch, Omar. Come on.
Didn't the actual cover already come out?
No. That's the one that got solicited was a fill-in. This is the cover that's unfinished.
Yeah, this is a sketch. They just wanted to rush it out to the catalog. That's what happens, right? Like the catalog needs to be filled. You've got people at PRH or L Device, depending on where you get your catalog. They're like, hey, where's the information? We got to get this book out there. It's a lot different than it used to be back in the day. Used to be every 3 months. Now it's like twice a year, and they need it now. Cover or no cover, they don't care.
Yeah, although this puppy's out in August. I mean, this is out pretty soon, but still.
Michael Shuhuba with the bomb there. That comment.
Yeah.
I will say that this run is very ups and downs, Omnibus. Like, I know a lot of people really like. I'll tell you this: it is the #1 most requested DC Omnibus. We did a poll last year. And I'm not talking about it won by like 10 people voting for it, right? It won by hundreds more people voting for it. It outranked everything else that came afterward.
Yeah.
Whatever came second was nowhere near first.
I'm honestly surprised it took this long, to be fair. Like, yeah, it has a lot of up and downs, but there's a lot of really great moments in it.
DC knows what they're doing, right? Like, DC knows that they can milk that.
Yeah.
Just like Marvel, right? Like, Marvel knows that they can release trade paperbacks, hardcovers, and then give you an omnibus. They know it's coming. I mean, they even if they don't know it's coming subconsciously, they know. They know that people are going to buy the hardcovers, the oversized hardcovers, the trade paperbacks, the big thick trades, and then they'll drop the omnibus. With Tom King, it's very similar, right? Like, you get the trade, you get the standard size hardcover, you get the deluxe edition, and then you get the absolute edition. And
then you get a compact edition after.
In this household, I think we've done that with Absolute Miracle Man, like
Mr. Miracle.
Mr. Miracle.
Oh
my God, I pulled a melody. That's what my wife does. This is what happens. That's freaking karma, man, for correcting her every time. So they know.
Beau, this is my all-time favorite Batman run. Deluxe Volumes 3. Deluxe Volumes 3 and 4 contain my favorite Batman stories ever, and Elmer Fudd special is amazing.
I've read the Elmer Fudd. I've got the crossover trade of the Looney Tunes, and then I did enjoy that.
I just love
to put things into perspective. Jess, how long have you been reading Batman? Let's start there.
Since 1965.
Okay,
1965. It's my 60th anniversary of reading Batman.
What makes this your favorite? What makes this your favorite?
The issue. I loved the aftermath. Okay, wait. Before that it's got the double date between Clark and Lois and Bruce and Selina. I read that whole build up to the wedding. I thought was just remarkable. I still love that one moment in the wedding story when Selina's sister says something about what it would do to Batman, what it will do to Batman if they get married. And there's just a single panel of Selina saying, "What?" Because then she realizes she can't marry Bruce. But before that is the aftermath of War and Jokes and Riddles, where Poison Ivy has a mental breakdown, and Bruce and Selina have to solve it themselves because she's taken over all the superheroes, taken over everybody, and they have to bring in Harley to bring Poison Ivy back, kind of cure her mental state. And it's the artwork in all those issues I just mentioned is so sharp and so beautiful. And I love the way Tom King tells that story in the aftermath of Jokes and Riddles, where both Bruce and Selina don't know what to do. It's like the first time Batman doesn't have an idea what to do. He eventually figures it out, but he's quite human in that moment. And I thought it was wonderful.
Sounds like you're just in my relationship.
Okay, well then you should love this.
Every time you dated a cat burglar. Yeah, I will be buying this. I think Tom King is usually interesting. Now, his other stuff is very hit and miss for me. There's stuff I adore. There's stuff I'm like, no, like Heroes in Crisis. I'm like, no, thank you.
It's Maddie's favorite. Don't speak ill of that.
Well,
how dare you say that slander?
What? Heroes in Crisis is bad?
Yeah.
No, it's bad. No, he says my favorite is what Omar said, which is...
Oh, okay. Sorry. This is always interesting. Now, I think he writes the relationship between Bruce and Selena really well, and that's a personal preference thing, but I think it's outstanding. I think the finale of this was outstanding. It gets kind of needlessly grim along the way. It examines Batman's suicidal impulses. It examines when he might be pushed to murder someone.
To be fair, that's just Tom King writing a man.
Well, exactly. Well,
honest.
no. I see. I agree. And the grimness for me gets to be too much. It's not as bad as Scott Snyder. And I'm not disappointed about the wedding because I never expected they were getting married in the first place. I mean, when they announced, they're getting married, I'm like, no, they aren't. No.
See, I was new. That was my.
Oh well,
new.
Yeah, I was like, no, there's no way they're getting married. So yeah, it's off the beaten path. I think that's why some people love it or hate it, but no, I'll be buying this. Yeah.
It has some really good artwork.
You've got Mitch Gerrits, you've got David Finch, Tonius Daniel, Clay Mann, just Joel Jones, just to name a few.
Yeah,
what's the name? People in this omnibus is
Jason Babach.
You haven't mentioned who does the
Mikhail Janin?
Yeah, exactly.
That was the first person I mentioned.
It was?
Yeah.
Well, you need to say it louder. I'm sorry. I didn't hear
I apologize. Lee Weeks,
dude, the
Lee Weeks art in this run is killer. Like some of the best art I think I've ever seen from Lee Weeks, just overall period.
The first part of what Mr. Tex says at 652 is right. The last part is completely wrong. Because that statue is awesome. I have it and I love it, but I completely disagree. That's the best part of his run. But that statue is killer.
Go ahead, Dom.
Yeah, Leonardo is asking us a very great question. Guys, do you think that other Omnis will have other King Batman stories, Killing Time and Batman Catwoman as of course the spin-offs after 85? So what do you guys think?
This one has 984 pages, right?
Mm-hmm.
What was this last issue?
85.
I bet. Well, first of all, they
can milk that into 3 Omnis.
Yeah. Three or four even. They have to include. Well, they could do. Hold on, they could do 4. They have to include Batman, Catwoman. I mean, leaving that out is not an option. And I bet you they'll just tack Killing Time on at the end because why not?
Yeah. Here's the other question that I want to ask the panel. I think they could sneak in Heroes in Crisis in the second Omni.
Oh God!
As finding if we're gonna have the barometer of like we're gonna add the Flash Batman crossover that Joshua Williamson did and whatever the next omnibus is. Why would they not add Heroes in Crisis 1?
Because it's a bad move.
It's by Tom King. I don't care if it's bad.
Actively hurt.
It's gonna actively hurt it. Yeah.
That's
You
more
could
of
always go to Ollie's and grab the standard hardcover, like right now, if you really want it down.
It's not necessary to the storyline.
I have Heroes in Crisis 1 through 8, both covered.
But it's not a Batman story, right? It's more of a DC event than a Batman. I know Batman plays a part in it.
To me, it's more of a Titan story if you're going to relate it to other things.
Yes,
because it involves so heavily Wally and
like
unfortunately
Harley Quinn.
I don't think they'll add that one, but I think definitely
Trinity's in it.
The other 2. I think those will be added.
I don't think there's a need. Yeah.
All right, let's go.
Hold on.
Why isn't he sharing? Is the question I'm asking.
Well, Jess, you bought that book that I told you to buy, so I'll be buying this one.
Okay. What was the it was one of my books of the year. It was so good.
It was so good you don't remember the title. Something epic, brother.
Something epic. Volume 1, one of my books of the year. Incredible book. Beau is 100% right. I will return the favor and have you buy this.
All right. What was the book of the year?
It was in my top 5. Something epic, volume 1.
Something inappropriate with a girl with a low cut shirt, probably.
No.
I'm just kidding.
Where are you getting that? Oh, it is me. So yeah. Okay.
A reminder to Beau and all of our listeners. I mean, don't just up and buy $125 Omnibus. Sample it first. Sample it. See if you like it.
Yeah, go to Lars' house and take it off his shelf and read it.
Right.
DC Universe is super great, so you can always check out things there.
Yeah.
Maddie is spot on.
I say a lot because Jess and I liked a lot of the same books.
Dude,
That's
people-
true.
the guys in the chat were so offended. They're like, what's
We
going
don't
on, Maddie?
like
I never look at
cleavage.
girls that way.
all the men. We don't like cleavage.
Hey, I didn't say Jack.
Yeah, Maddie's
more for
right.
me. Thank you.
If I listened to that logic, Lars, I wouldn't have a collection.
You just like
Wow.
hide my Red Sonja statue downstairs.
I still use this antiquated thing called libraries. And I read quite a lot of Tom King Batman from the library. So yeah.
It's 2025. Do libraries still exist?
They
I
do.
mean, I have one in my college.
Yeah, I use them a lot because
We have one here in Des Moines that got built and finished right before the recession hit. And I have no doubt that like if it just gone just a little bit longer, they would have canceled it. But we got
I
it
do
done.
remember doing some videos of like library halls where I was like, "Hey, I'm reading this." They're like, you have money. Why are you doing that?" I was like, "Just because I'm on YouTube doesn't mean
You have one.
that I have so much money that I'm not going to go to my local library." Thank you.
All right, what's next?
Next book. We got DC Finest Hawkman Wings Across Time, 560 pages, $39.99, collecting Hawkman 1 through 16, Brave and the Bold 34 to 36 and 42 to 44, Mystery in Space 87 to 90, and Atom number 7.
Anybody have thoughts and prayers for this book?
It's got Joe Kubert art.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm not a Hawkman gal. so-
I love Hawk lore. Hawk
What,
lore is so confusing
Hawk
that
lore is like confusing.
It does have the
I
first.
say as a Donna
Zatanna-
Troy fan.
It has the first appearance of Zatanna in the Silver Age in issue 6 of Hawkman.
That's a
Mm.
big.
That's a
But
great.
again,
reason
I
for
think there's some
the
stuff in here that's not been collected. I mean, there were some in the DC archives, but I think this surpasses that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get this. This is right up my alley. It's great art and great writing from the Silver Age. So, I mean, Zatanna drawn by Murphy Anderson,
Mhm.
peak cheesecake, Maddie.
Peak cheese.
Well, I'm back. I'm back.
All right.
Next up, we got a compendium of Batman
Oh.
66
Oh,
at
very nice.
1,024 pages, $60, collecting everything that's in the omnibus.
Oh, nice.
Is that the
I
same page
love
count as
that
the
book.
omnibus?
Yep, same page count, same everything.
Oh, wow. I didn't know this one was coming.
So these are, in case you're not familiar with compendiums, they're standard size, but they're really thick and paperback.
We got a lot of compendiums too that are surprises here in the catalog as well.
Yeah.
Moving on, one that has people
Jesus.
questioning how is life without this? Well, life is complete now that we have Compendium 2.
Don't jinx it! Still not solicited.
888 pages at $60, collecting Sandman Mystery Theater 37 through 70 and Vertigo Winter's Edge 1 through 2.
Long time coming. I hope it does come out.
Yeah.
DC started doing trade paperbacks many years ago and didn't go through the whole thing.
No.
I think they made it about halfway through or so.
It was actually about like 2/3 or something.
Did
but
they?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
couldn't find the other
Yeah,
one.
they did, but of course it was on cheap newsprint, and wasn't that great. I love this series. I just eat
Excellent.
it up. I just eat it up with a spoon. I am one of the people who's over the moon to see this. I find it charming the way they keep slapping the Sandman Universe label on there, as if any Sandman fan is.
No,
really
no, no,
thinking to themselves,
there was-
"Well,
there was-
I'm going to buy this because it's got Wesley Dodds. But I
No,
love
like, there is a Sandman crossover though.
Oh no! I'm not saying it's not justified. I'm saying like I don't know how that would encourage anybody to buy it.
The Sandman universe?
Yeah, because he's not a big character in Sandman.
Yeah, but you put the
No,
Sandman-
but the Sandman universe, like that will make people check it out that don't know what the hell.
This is the
Wesley
thing.
Dodds
That's why I'm wondering. Will it? But whatever. It's fine.
What?
Well, I can attest to it. I've read all of Sandman and I really enjoyed it, and I've been wanting to pick this up because I've got no idea what it is.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm mistaken. I don't know. Yeah. If it works, it works. Whatever it takes. I want it to sell. To be clear, I do want it to sell. Absolutely, positively.
Yeah, but this is the story of Wesley Dodds. It's a retro series that takes place in the past.
Yeah.
It's not like the Sandman. In if you're wondering, like Lars is right about that. It's not like the dream side of things. It's the Golden Age character. But oh my god, it's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Now you have to like noir. I mean, absolutely, positively. And I think that's why it never has sold great, is because you have to like noir. I do like noir, so I'm thrilled to see this.
Yeah, noir's great.
Do you think the Compendium is a good move? Like, does it sell, or people overall just prefer to get to wait some time?
Oh no, I think the Compendiums do sell to a certain
They
audience.
have their market and they are big. Like, I remember when the Starman Compendiums dropped, and how many people were like, I was working at a comic shop, and how many people were clamoring for those. We sold out of it three different times. Like, they have their own market. They are big in that aspect. People do want them.
Yeah, I mean, I'm buying some that are available in hardcover just because it depends on, you know,
What
I don't know, my mood and my budget, and sometimes like I just want to read this puppy. I just want to read it. I want to spend huge amounts of money on it. I want to read it, so I'll get it.
One of the important things about the Compendiums is that, you know, for direct market sales, they got us hooked, right? Like Sandman Mystery Theater, it's the only way to own it. And us people that have been waiting years for this stuff will get it. But the important thing about Compendiums is that they sell really well at bookstores. So that's another market that they're tapping. It's not just a direct market. Comic book people, comic book completionists and fans are always going to get books like this because we know that it's not available anywhere else. A rando could get a $60 book like this at a bookstore to gift somebody or to buy it for themselves, and they sell really well there. And that is important for publishers. And, you know, I think every publisher is just taking note of that. Like, oh, maybe we need a cheaper version of these big oversized hardcovers for bookstores. And I'm sorry, not just like Barnes and Noble, but also like what's the one in the UK? Oh my gosh.
Waterstones.
Waterstones, yeah, thank you. Yeah, please.
Yeah, no, I think you're right. For some people, what's most important is it's a complete or relatively near complete or meaty reading experience and cheaper. They actually don't want an omnibus. They want to read it, but they want it cheaper.
Why don't Omnis and Epics sell well at bookstores? I think Omnis is an easy answer. Bookstores hate carrying them. Bookstores absolutely hate carrying any oversized books. Yeah. Which is the reason why Marvel canceled those big monster books. Like that's one of the big reasons why they canceled those books. They don't like carrying them. Epic Collections probably because of the price range, right? For a thin book like that.
Do we know?
Look at Compendium because of the paper stock they use. They're thickies.
Do we know that Epics don't do well in bookstores?
They do better in direct market.
Oh, I mean, that's probably true.
Yeah.
No, well, the other reason is the sort of people who just casually wander into Barnes & Noble don't want to spend $150 on, you know, a giant size omnibus. They just, it's not their market. Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely something you want to order and not like impulse buy at a store.
They also have very limited space to devote.
Don't want to buy a book that's going to crush their kids too.
Yes, exactly right.
Exactly.
Now, if you want to crush your children, then it's perfectly fine. But otherwise, yeah.
They are going for Black Label if the character is established in the DC universe. For Vertigo, it's only for titles that are completely owned by that certain creator team.
Oh, okay,
that is still a headache. I still don't understand.
I mean, yeah, Cy Spurrier doesn't even understand too.
No, I don't think the creators understand. I don't think anybody understands. It's just a headache. Like they, I think they just kind of guess sometimes whether it's going to have a Black Label or a Vertigo title. Yeah, it's really confusing, and I cannot wait till the Elseworlds are collected again.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get me started, Omar.
Black
Elseworlds Omnibus, baby.
There's one Elseworlds thing in here, Omar. Oh, but yes, let's move on. Wednesday Comics 2025 edition.
Big Omar, can you email David Gabriel about the mini missing from this compendium? What's the mini? Is it the Blood Hunt mini? The reason that compacts outsell all of Marvel, they're cheaper. Absolutely. Which is why Marvel followed suit with the digest size books, right? What are they called? The
Premiere.
Marvel. Yeah. Like $9.99. Like that's cheaper than manga. Yeah, Maddie knows. How much is Viz is now $11.99, right? And Yen Press is
something like that, yeah, which is rough.
Some of them are $12.99 here, Omar.
All right.
So what is this?
This was fun when it was first coming out. I collected them from my LCS at the time. It came out weekly on every Wednesday for 12 weeks. It was newspaper sized comics, like an anthology. and it would be serialized for 12 weeks. You get one. You'd have to get all 12 of them to get the complete story, and there's different stories by different writers and artists, and it's all as big as a newspaper, and
Some pretty good stories.
There's some really good stories in this, and it's one of the biggest books I own.
Yeah, it's huge. It's the size.
Oh, this sounds awesome.
It's the size of a newspaper, and
yeah, no, it's not as big as the newspapers. It's a little bit smaller. I'm trying to think of like.
Well, let me get the.
It's a little bigger than an artist edition. Like I know you don't have.
Yeah.
It does not fit in your K-Lax. Like this is definitely
no, exactly.
That's fine.
This another thing I read at the library. This is a lot of fun. It's really good. I won't be buying it purely because I don't want to have anything that big. But if you do have something, that size,
I'm okay with that. I'll have like books that they're fun to read, but they're also sort of like artistic pieces, right? So like my Terry Moore, like The Huge Strangers of Paradise, like I forget what that one's called.
Oh, the artist edition.
The artist edition. So you walk in, it's huge, but it's almost like the kind of highlight into my library. Be right back. I'm grabbing.
It's not quite a comic strip. It's done like in a page, right, Jess? Like each story is done in like one page, and the page, because like Jess said, it's double spread. And Maddie, the person I'm talking to, left, and the other person that would agree with me also left. So
all right, let's go ahead and move
Never
on.
mind.
Wait! I got it right here.
You got it.
Okay.
Show it to us, my friend.
I'm sorry if you said, is this hardcover or soft cover?
It's a hardcover.
Hardcover. Okay. Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It is lovely. It is lovely. It just, as Omar said, it's not going to fit in your coax. Yep.
These are the stories in it.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Never heard someone say collax like that.
Yeah, me too, BJ. I was thinking
Yeah, it's
the same
a calyx for sure.
It's my Norwegian accent.
So it puts all 12 issues. These were serialized, and this is the Azzarello and Rizzo Batman story. So this would have been 1 week. This would have been the next week, but they're all put together in this book.
Oh,
There's
I have
Commanding.
this.
It's a really cool book.
Story by Dave Gibbons, art by Ryan Sook. So this is killer. Superman, John Arcudi with Lee Bermejo, BJ Kick's favorite artist, maybe. Right there. Green Lantern, Kurt Busiek, Joe Quinones. This is awesome.
I do love me some Joe Quinones.
Yeah, sure you do. Metamorpho with art by Mike Allred. This is awesome. Look at
this. Looks amazing.
There's some
That
really
looks
cool
really
stories
cool.
in there. Some of it has been reprinted in other formats, but this is the true way to get it. Like, it's a beautiful book. I want to say, was the original printing 75, Jess?
No, it was 50.
Okay, so the new printing is 75. But well worth it. I mean, the book has been out of print, and it's absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's got the Demon and Catwoman story by Walt Simonson. Wonder Woman by Ben Caldwell. Supergirl by Palmiotti and Amanda Connor. I forgot about that. Where is that? Here it is. I need to read that. It's got Streaky in it and Crypto. Come on. Maddie, you need this. Streaky and Crypto. And Supergirl.
And Dr.
Man,
Midnight.
Dr. Midnight.
I love Dr. Midnight.
All right, let's go on to the next book.
All right, next one is Batman White Knight Presents Generation Joker and Harley Quinn, the deluxe edition at 368 pages of content, $49.99, coming out on the 2nd of September. So we have gotten September. We got Generation Joker 1 through 6, Harley Quinn 1 through 6, and a story from Harley Quinn Black, White, and Red are number 6, all collected in here.
So this takes place before or after the Beyond story?
It's the series after.
But Beyond has been canceled and hasn't
The
been
Beyond Deluxe Edition has been canceled. It's not, at least for now, not coming out.
I wonder why this is coming out first. Well, I guess it can be read at any time, right? if this is the side stories that they're collecting. Didn't they do? No, they okay. So these have been available right in a standard size hardcover before.
Standard size hardcover, also trade paperback, if my mind recalls correctly.
Okay.
But somehow this series is always good. I never regret reading this. And again, another library read, but yeah, always good.
These are great. He's hit on every single one that he's put out. This whole universe he's created is amazing.
So it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I dig it too, man. And beautiful, beautiful artwork.
Yeah.
And probably the only places you're going to see Sean Gordon Murphy artwork, unless he's doing a cover, because he just wants to write his own stuff. He's kind of done working with other people, which is a shame because I really wanted to see a follow-up to Tokyo Ghost. Next book has got me excited, baby.
All right, we got Doug Mensch, Batman, right before the tides turn on Crisis on Infinite Earths, coming out on the 2nd of...
It's called Red Skies.
I know.
Guys, 656 pages through collecting Secret Origin 6, Batman 386 to 400, and Annual 10, along with Detective 553 to 567.
Now,
Omar, you can explain it better than I can. Explain Red Skies to people.
Red Skies is how you got Lars and Jess to buy every single DC comic book.
That is not what I mean.
Not true.
I'm sorry, Lars was reading it at the library for some reason. Red Skies comes from Crisis on Infinite Earths, right? Like that's how event tie-ins worked. They got you to buy the comic book because they had like big banner that said Crisis on Infinite Earths tie-in, and the only tie-in part was like, wow, the sky is really red, Batman, and that's it. That was the only thing that was tying it into.
Yeah,
that's how. Can you imagine that? Like with Marvel and DC, were to pull that, Twitter would be blowing up, man.
I collected that whole damn series back in 1985. Crisis on Infinite Earths.
Oh no, I didn't. Oh no, Crisis, yes.
Right.
Oh no, but the Red Skies issue, because remember back when I was younger, I had to be very disciplined. I could only buy 4 series a month. And so like the Red Skies issues, you read them off the comic book rack in the grocery store. I was like, okay, yeah. Oh, Red Skies, great. You put it back.
This is
Red
awesome.
Skies, great.
This goes immediately right before the first year 1 and year 2, the first DC Finest.
Yeah.
It's stuff that has never been reprinted. I don't think any of these, maybe issue 400 might have been printed somewhere.
But none of those Detective or Batman issues have ever been put out in like a collection before.
This is amazing, man. This is how I think you should do it, dude. This is the stuff that's never been collected.
Yeah.
Like Batman year 1 and year 2, that stuff has been collected before, and I'm sure a lot of people are like, boring. But this is the kind of stuff that you sign up for when you have an imprint like this, DC Finest, right? Never been collected. It takes place before Crisis on Infinite Earths, and you have like Doug Mensch, Gene Colan, Tom Mandrake. Those guys are legends, dude. Yeah, this is great. I'm in.
Yeah,
this is a good one. Look, 656 pages, $39.99.
So the same amount of content that you're getting from the other,
man.
Yeah. They're doing a great job on Batman.
Stuff that hasn't been collected.
Oh, wait, I better not get too excited. Prices and page count are always subject to change, too. That's something to keep in mind. But as of right now in the catalog, it's what's showing. So that's awesome.
All right, next up, we got Hawkman Omnibus by Jeff Johns, 2025 edition. I wish that they put Rags Morales and James Robinson in the title. That's coming out on the 2nd of September, 704 pages at $100. This is going to collect Hawkman 1 through 25, along with JSA 56 through 58 as part of the Black Rain crossover and Hawkman Secret Files and Origins, issue number 1.
This is one of my earliest buys many years ago.
You
bought the Omnibus?
Yeah,
I did. It's got such a beautiful looking spine too, like one of those old time books, man. It's really cool.
The original Omnibus, I know it retails for $75, I think. But oh my gosh, it's one of the worst Omnis I own.
Oh,
it's such a rat. It's a rat trap, man. Like you can't keep it open.
You can't read it.
Yeah.
It's unreadable almost.
Yeah, I mean, I read it, but
but you have to go like side to side.
Yeah, like the gutter loss is awful. It was just a poor design. So I'm glad it's coming back to print. This, like, I love Jeff Johns. And this has like one of my top 3 favorite moments between Jay Garrick Flash and Mr. Terrific. There's a fucking amazing scene with both of them that just brings a tear to my eye every time I read it. It is amazing, and I can't wait for people to read it for the first time. Well, it's been collected in the JSA Omnibus as well, but it's a really good and powerful issue. Black Rain is so good.
It's always kind of been taken as a sign of Hawkman's lesser popularity that like every Jeff Johns omnibus has been reprinted up the yin yang constantly, except for this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's Hawkman, you know.
If you didn't dig John's writing before Green Lantern, if you didn't like his JSA, this may not be for you. It has a lot of JSA.
Certainly, if you don't like his JSA,
yeah. If you like his Green Lantern, it's different than Green Lantern. It's more like JSA.
How is this story though? You guys like this story?
It's kind of like taking all the confusion Maddie and everybody was joking about, like how confusing Hawkman is because of every reboot. They kind of forget to write Hawkman's origins.
Carter, Qatar.
It's a nightmare. So what Jeff Johns does is like take that nightmare and simplify it and say, okay, this is the true origin, and this is why people think that it's Carter, right? Like it's this character, or he's a reincarnation of an Egyptian character. So he takes everything that you know about him and just simplifies it. But the beauty of it is you don't even have to know any of that backlog to understand this. Yeah. It's like a fresh start because the characters are brought back into present day with the JSA. It's a good read. It's a solid read. It's hard to pick like when people say like, what are your top 5 favorite Jeff Johns stories? Because they're all so good. It's hard like to place where this one belongs. For me, like I don't think I'd put it in a top 5, but it's still really good.
Well, I've made a note to read it on DC Infinite because I'm sufficiently interested, but you know, I don't care about Hawkman. I just don't. When he's in JSA, he's fine. No, I don't mind him being part of a team, but we'll see if this convinces me otherwise.
I'm referring to that I have not read anything from Johns. Oh, okay, sorry. No, it's okay. It's okay.
I think I would recommend reading JSA before this, honestly.
Yeah, JSA is good. Yeah.
JSA has a lot of characters, though. The problem with JSA is that it's a little bit of a slow burn with like all these series that aren't written by Jeff Johns. They're written by different writers, and then you got James Robinson with David Goyer, the guy that wrote the
for the first 5 issues.
Right, and so it's a little confusing and a little bit of a slow burn to get through. Whereas this kind of jumps into, hey, we're bringing back this obscure character. Well, not obscure, but like his origin is obscure, and we're kind of modernizing him some.
But John does the. Go ahead, sorry.
I thought that Jeff Johns' Green Lantern is one of the best things I've ever read. I've never read the JSA, but I read this and I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's solid, dude.
There you go.
I have mixed feelings about Johns' run on Green Lantern, but I love his JSA. His JSA is for me the best JSA.
Mixed feeling. Can you kick him off, please?
I just keep.
Okay. I'm gonna do it right now.
Lars, how did you even get on these streams? What are you talking about?
Oh my God, Doug! I think that is the best description of JSA I've ever seen.
That is very good.
Like sitting down with your oldest friend. Yeah, and, I mean that's the way he writes Jay Garrick, right? It's like this old guy that hangs around young people, but he fits in. Wow. I love it. It's so good. That's a great description, Doug.
It is. I'm a bit biased toward it because I was born late, so my father actually served in World War II, and so I'm always interested in that sort of thing. And yeah, hanging out with them feels like hanging out with the World War II generation. It's for me very comforting.
You were born late. I had you in my head. I was like, your mom was pregnant for 13 months.
No, I was born. I was born when my dad. No, I was born when my dad was in his 50s. So
gotcha. Okay. Gotcha. But in a whole Aria, come on. Who was the artist in Hawkman? He had several artists.
Rags Morales
is the big one. Yeah.
But anyways, this has been one that has been previously collected in standard-sized hardcover and trade paperback, and this is none other than John Byrne Wonder Woman in Omniform, now at 1,016 pages at $100. This is going to collect Wonder Woman 101 to 136, an annual 5 through 6, along with stories from Action Comics 600, Adventures Comics Giant 80 page Giant number 1, Adventures of Superman 440, Sergio Aragonis Destroys DC number 1, and Secret Files and Origin number 1. I don't know about you, Omar. I'm not really a big fan of John Byrne Wonder Woman.
If it wasn't for this run, we wouldn't have Cassie. So I do have some love of this run.
I mean,
But Peter David made Cassie who Cassie is.
Yeah.
I know.
I'm sorry, like that has.
There wouldn't be a Cassie character to do anything with, is what I'm saying.
What does Maddie think of this?
well, I don't have this, so I like to buy it as I like due to my moniker and love for Wonder Woman. It's a requirement. You saying that Cassie comes from this is not a selling point for me. I haven't read this because like Cassie's not my favorite. I'm waiting for the book that makes me like Cassie. Unfortunately,
Well, if Jeff
I
Johns
know.
and Peter David couldn't do that,
Yeah, I mean,
have you
you're hard.
read
to find.
Tiny
Arnold
Titans?
Long.
Have you read Tiny Titans? Have you read Tiny
I have
Titans?
not read Tiny Titans. No.
That
Cassie-
Mark
Cassie is
Balthazar
not-
will make a Cassie
Listen,
fan.
I love all the Amazons. Cassie is the one Wonder Woman related character that has not worked on me yet. So unfortunately,
The way this run works, it's very similar to what John Byrne kind of did on She-Hulk and his Fourth World. It's like he took things that he liked and ignored the things he did not like, right? So you don't really see like some of the things that happened right before this run, which is the William Messner Loeb's run. You see a throwback to a lot of the stuff that he was doing in Action Comics because the things he likes are, of course, the things he worked on himself, usually. But there is some characters here from like George Perez's run too. Like they come back into play. But you'll see Darkseid plays a big part in this, and he tries to like, I don't want to spoil it for people that haven't read it, but he does try to bring back the idea that perhaps the Themyscira is all part of the new gods kind of deal, if you will. And yeah, it's an okay run. It's not my favorite.
Yeah, it's worthy. I mean, it has to delicately said for me at the time, this was the point that Byrne was starting to go into decline as an artist. Again, it's fine, but his Imperial phase is over. And he's no longer quite John Byrne. It's like what they said about Muhammad Ali as a boxer. You know, in his later years, he was still a good boxer, but he wasn't Ali. And that's what I feel like about John Byrne here. And also at this point, he didn't come onto this until like 1995. And his mode of storytelling is getting a bit dated even by then. It's still worthy. It's still good, but it's not the lofty heights of Byrne that we were used to.
This is after Next Men. And I always think of Next Men
after Next Men.
I always think of Next Men as that's not the John Byrne I remember. Like there's that point that I think he had that She-Hulk art style that like to me that's when he peaked. Like, and I hate saying that about anybody, but to me that was like, this is so good.
Yeah.
If the rest of his life he draws just like this, we're gonna be fine. But then he changed that style up when he started doing Next Men, and then everything else has been that sketchy, I don't know, like overly sketchy type of style that he's
Next Men is kind of a demarcation point. I personally like Next Men. I personally do enjoy his work on that one, but that is about the borderline where it starts to go a bit, downhill.
Okay.
And again, not that I'm not saying this is bad. I'm not saying it's bad at all, but it's kind of watery tea Byrne, as it were.
Honestly, between this and Phil Jimenez, I kind of feel the same about both of them for different reasons. Let's go to the next book, which is a big reprint and has a big price.
Yeah. Okay. So this is the Demon Trilogy 2025 edition at 304 pages, and what we are thinking is definitely a price misdone, which is $24.99 as it stands now.
What is the dimensions of the book on the PRH website?
Let me go ahead and pull that up right now.
That's the important thing, because if they are truly going to reprint this, then it has to be in that magazine black label size. But if they're reprinting this as a standard size hardcover, then probably it is $24.99.
They don't have dimension.
Okay.
Oh no, it's 8 1/8 by 10 3/4. So it is magazine size.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Cool.
And as a lot of you know, and I'm sure maybe some of you don't. So this is Batman, Son of the Demon. So this is the Elseworld story that established, isn't it, that Batman and Talia had made the bat with two backs, and then had this child, which became Damian Wayne, which for years DC said this story didn't happen. That story didn't happen.
They did not want this to happen.
Absolutely did that. No, that did not happen until Grant Morrison comes along and says, absolutely it happened. Absolutely.
Yes,
Grant Morrison came along and said that. They even reprinted these issues in not a trade paperback, a single issue for $7.99. Like right.
Yeah. Well, when
right-
I was at Wizard, if you were to ask DC about this, they'd say absolutely not. Not canon. Didn't happen.
And then Grant Morrison said,
Well,
everything
right,
about
yeah, right, right. I
Mankind.
should say it wasn't released as an Elseworlds, and later they decided to treat it as an Elseworlds. Yeah.
But that's a huge one. I mean, if you've never read these books, The Birth of the Demon, Bride of the Demon, and Son of the Demon, they are excellent. I mean, Mike W. Barr, Dennis O'Neil, Jerry Bingham, Tom Greinberg. I love that guy's artwork. And Norm Brayfogle. That was like my Batman of my childhood.
Yeah, I have the 3 hardcovers of this. It's really great stuff. Really great. I love that it's canon now.
If you guys get that
underrated,
from
Jim.
your
Let's
friend,
see him getting so much deserved love.
Yeah, I agree.
What? No. This is not the debut of Raj Al Ghul.
That's much earlier.
That is the Dennis O'Neil, Neil Adams run. This is the stuff that happens later with his daughter and Batman and Falling in Love and Poisoning the World, and perhaps they had a
You
baby.
will rule the world, beloved.
That was really good. Let's go to the next book.
All right, next book we got Horror. The Devil's Door is another DC finest. So this is one of the first of their genre series that they are doing, coming out on the 9th of September. 560 pages, collecting House of Secrets 81 through 85, House of Mystery 180 to 185, Phantom Stranger 5, Witching Hour 3 through 7, and Unexpected 113 to 117.
I both hate and love this.
Yes. Oh, I so agree completely.
I hate that I have the Omnis, but I love the mapping in this stupid book.
Wait, what do you hate?
That I have the omnibus editions. That they're like.
Oh, see, I'm not sold on the mapping because.
Oh.
Well, okay, I don't have
House
the
of Secrets and House of Mystery.
I don't have the Omnis. I'm potentially coming to this as a new reader, and I'm looking at this, but because it's that many series, I worry that I'm probably going to like some of them, and I'm not going to like some of them. And if you would sell me if you sold me a House of Secrets collection or a House of Mystery collection or a Phantom Stranger collection, I'd have more confidence in whether I would enjoy it start to finish. But here I'm like, well, there's going to be a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm probably not going to like a third of it.
Well, I think that's just part of the DC finest line in general. Like they are trying, these, whatever genre series. Maybe they're thinking to themselves, like House of Mystery might not sell as well as a DC finest Superman or whatever might have you. Like the War collection that's coming in later, like sort of the same thing. Where
I guess, I mean, if you're the sort of person who's going to buy war comics from that many decades ago, you're probably not.
But are you going to who would buy a DC finest The Unexpected trade paperback? Is my question.
Well, I don't know. Well, the exact same people who would buy a DC finest war collection.
I mean, I'll tell you the people that buy it as well. People that don't want to just read the characters and they just want some horror books, man.
Yeah, this is I think this is good.
Yeah.
I just don't like the fact that I have the Omnis. And Lars, even when you get House of Mystery and House of Secrets, it's a mixed bag. Not every story is good.
Oh, no. Oh, certainly. Oh, no, I completely agree with you on that. Yeah, certainly. But yeah.
Clip that, James. All right, next.
All right, next up on the list, we got book 2 of Grant Morrison's Batman, 480 pages, coming out on the 16th of September, $39.99. You got Batman 676 to 683 and 700. So you got the Batman RIP stuff there, Batman and Robin 1 through 9, and a story from DC Universe number 0, but no Final Crisis. So,
yeah, the stories have been collected already in omnibus format, and it doesn't contain all just like the Omni, it skips all the Batman RIP issues. I think Last Rites, a lot of them written by, of course, Paul Dini, and I think Dennis O'Neil actually writing some of the stories in there too. Whatever happened to the Cape Crusader by Neil Gaiman.
Tony S. Daniels' first imprints. No, Judd Winnick and Tony S. Daniels Batman stuff. Yeah,
Judd Winnick, which is very it's collected in trade, but it's never been collected in oversized format. Cool.
Next up, we got the Specter.
There you go.
DC finest, 648 pages, collecting Adventure Comics 431 to 440, Showcase 60 to 61 and 64, Specter 1 through 10, Brave and the Bold 72, All Star Squadron 27 to 28, Ghosts 97 to 99, and Wrath of the Specter number 4.
Yeah, see, this I know what the hell it is, so it's good.
So you're in on this. You're in for this.
Probably. I'd have to go back and think about some of these issues as to how much I enjoyed them at the time. But yeah, I mean, potentially, yes.
Okay. And this, I want to say, has the same material that was in the Specter Omnibus.
It's about the same, yeah.
I have it right here.
We don't have to double check, but I think I know that it has the showcase, right? Like 60 and 61.
Oh, yeah. Showcase 60, 61, 64, Brave and Bold, 72, 75, 116, 180, 180, 199, Specter 1 through 10, Wrath of Specter 4, Adventure Comics 431 through 440, DC Comics presents. Sorry?
That's the early stuff. Does it have Ghost 97 to 99? I think it does.
It does. DC Comics presents 29 and Ghosts 97 through 99.
Yeah, so nothing new that was added to this. Sometimes they map the DC Finest different than the Omnis.
This stuff's great. I love this book.
DC's devotion to the Spectre of late is actually pretty remarkable, considering, you know, there's no TV show or movie to peg it on, but they've been releasing quite a bit of Spectre stuff.
All right, let's go to the next book.
Next book is Joshua Williamson's Flash in Omni Volume 2, coming out on the 23rd of September, 936 pages, $125. You got Flash 36 through 69 in here, along with Annual Number 1 and Annual Number 2. And Batman 64 to 65, again, as aforementioned, the price crossover is collected in this. So
now, the Flash 36 to 69, that I don't think he finishes his run there, right? Because he still has
Flash. He gets off after they get to the 100. I think 100. No, 100.
So there's enough for 3 Omnis, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Have you all read this? Anybody? I know Dom's
I have read all.
I have, yeah.
What do you think, Maddie?
I mean, I like it just fine. I'm not like super in love with it, so I don't see the need to have it collected like this. I mean, I liked reading on DC Universe just fine, but I think if you're a hardcore Flash fan, I get it. But
okay.
I thought Flash Year 1 in here was pretty good, and then it got swallowed up by Year of the Villain like everything else did in 2019.
Yeah.
I thought Year 1 was in after this.
Was it 60? Oh, yeah, you are right. Yeah, 70 to 75.
It's in the 70s.
Yeah, 70 to 75. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. That BJ, did you read any of Flash by Joshua Williamson or Beau?
I did not.
It's fun.
I've sampled it a bit. I've got the first Omni and I've had a look. It looks pretty good.
Oh, it's got great art. Yeah.
Carmen DG and Domenico and Howard Porter, baby.
I want to know what this means. Modern Flash is the good wife of comics.
I presume that's referencing the Good Wife,
right? The Good Wife
TV
yeah,
show.
the Good Wife TV show, which I didn't watch because I watched the spinoff, The Good Fight, incessantly. I mean, I thought that was an excellent show. The Good Wife, I gather you have to care about the relationship between the main characters, and I couldn't bring myself to care. Maybe that's what they mean.
Okay. Next book.
All right. Next up, we got JLA Earth 2 Deluxe Edition. 2025 edition, 144 pages, $29.99. If you have the Morrison by JLA Omni, you already have this. But if you don't have it, more power to you.
Or if you just want the JLA Earth 2 story and don't care about JLA Earth Prime or whatever the hell.
Next up.
Oh my God, yes.
Scooby Apocalypse, 920 pages, $125, 16th, coming out on all of that other stuff. This is going to collect the 36 issue series.
So I've never read this. I've always wanted to.
I am so happy with this.
Did I get it?
You should totally get this. It's so good. It's Keith Giffen, J.M. DeMatteis working together again. It's got great art. How do I describe this? Manly artwork by what's his name, Dale Eaglesham, right? Like it doesn't belong in a Scooby comic, but it works. It's so ridiculous. It's good.
I'm actually surprised that they didn't compendiumize this instead of omnibize it. But
Both of
this
you
would have been perfect for a compendium, honestly.
Why do you put that out there, Tom? Why do you put that out there?
Yeah, don't bring that in there.
I want Scooby affordable for the families and the kids.
Yeah, that's true. One of the funniest conceits in here is that it wasn't the idea that like Scooby was some sort of cyborg enhancement dog, but the software didn't work very well, and so that's why he talks in like ruh-roh and things like that.
Yes, there's a lot of explanation as to why.
I did enjoy an awful lot of this.
It's a very delightful book. I'll be buying this one 100%.
I never thought we would get this book. That's so good. Jim Lee cover, yeah. Somebody pointed that out. That is a Jim
Look at
Lee
that. The artist of Batman Year 4 is going to be drawing the cover of Scooby.
Batman Year 4. Doesn't the Specter Compendium contain a couple of issues of All-Star Squadron not included in the Omnibus? Are you talking about the DC Finest book?
Yeah, he's right.
Oh,
Specter Omnibus does not collect those All-Star Squadron issues.
Oh my gosh. They're going to try to make us dive and get that DC Finest, Jess.
I know.
Do it.
I want this book too.
Let's go to the next book. Oh, yeah.
Next book is something we were talking about earlier, Lars. This is Jaime Reyes, book 3, 344 pages, 30th of September, $29.99, collecting Blue Beetle 26 to 36, and stories from Booster Gold 21 through 29.
I love this stuff. Jaime Reyes is, I really like that character. So I'm glad that they brought him back and they committed to finishing out his run with these big books. So I'm very happy for this. Have you all read this stuff? Anybody?
I haven't.
Now, this one is my jam.
But Dom, was it you that said you had a friend that's been reading Booster Gold for 40
He
years?
has been reading Booster Gold since he was 6 years old. Booster Gold and Blue Beetles. He was 6. Blue and Gold, he will die by those two.
Does he like this stuff?
He does like Jaime Reyes, surprisingly.
Okay. I was curious what he thought. All right. Let's keep going.
All right. Next up, one book that will double dip into your Death of Superman omnis, and this is Triangle Era Omnibus Volume 2 at 1456 pages at $150. This is going to collect Superman 64 to 77, Adventures of Superman 487 to 499, Action Comics 674 to 686, Man of Steel, or Superman the Man of Steel, I should say, 9 through 21, Justice League America 69, Superman Legacy of Superman #1, Supergirl Team Luthor Special #1, News Time Life and Death of Superman.
Yeah, it double dips, but who cares? I'm so glad and grateful that they're continuing this. Bring it on. I cannot wait to get this.
Yeah, Omnibus. I agree with that. That's a good Dan Jurgens cover right there from Panic in the Sky, I think. And yeah, I'm in for this. I was so worried that they were gonna be like, we're ending the Triangle years with Volume 2 because it goes right up against your DC Superman Death and Return Omnibus. And I was very happy when I saw this. I know some people are upset that it double dips, but I mean, Marvel does the same thing with Event Omnis, right?
Well, this could not double dip. I mean, if you're going to do the Triangle Era, you have to include this material. There's just
no, you don't. You do not have to. You can map it right up against the Death and Return of Superman.
Maybe.
That's what we thought they were doing at Marvel with X-Men. That's what we thought DC was. Actually, that when they announced Exile many years ago, the first printing, I thought they were, oh my God, I was like, they actually mapped it out. This is going to go right up against the Death and Return of Superman one day. So, I mean, they didn't have to, but now it gives me hope that they'll continue with a Volume 3, 4. I mean, we're going to need a lot of volumes, though.
Oh, man, I can't wait for Volume 3 with Dead Again and Bizarro World and all that, man. That was great.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be the good one. And then, actually, there's a lot of good stuff. I am curious when we get to those future volumes with the blue and red Superman era and then, the not-so-great era, right before the City of Tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Do we sense resistance to the double dipping, or
no? I mean, I like it. It's nice to have. It's going to be nice to have Death in 1, and then you got Return in Volume 3.
I think there were. I don't know. I don't see the sales of everything, but I do think that there are some people that will think I'm not going to get this.
That could be.
Yeah, there'll be some people that are annoyed, but just like the Death of Spider-Man Omni, people collect the events. Some people just want the triangle. So more power to you. If you're crazy like me, buy them both.
So for me, who has the Death and Return, right? Like, do I skip this one? Do I skip Volume 3? Like, what?
You need the stuff before.
3.
You like it's hard because like if you skip this, it won't contain the stuff that happens before the death, right? If you skip volume 3, it won't contain the stuff that happens after the return of Superman. So
And
it's like
it has issues before the death of Superman as well that wasn't included in the death of Superman Omni.
yeah.
So
I'm
Death and
curious
Return
to
is my
see. Yeah, I'm curious to see how the mapping of Volume 3 is going to be. If they are, in fact, going to include everything that was in the Death and Return of Superman, or if they're going to be, like, keeping 1 or 2 issues different that, like, that didn't need to be included. I can't. I mean, Green Lantern has to be included. What, Green Lantern 46, right?
46,
Has to be included in that issue, in Omni Volume 3. But who knows? I am. It's exciting. Like I love this stuff, man. But yeah, the problem is like this double dips a little bit. Like I would say 25% probably with your volume of Death and Return. The next volume will double dip about 75%. That's the problem, right?
So it's Man of Steel 17 to 26 in the Death of Superman. Superman 73 to 83. Adventures of Superman 496 to 505. Action 683 to 692. Justice League of America 69. Legacy of Superman and that Green Lantern issue. So there is some stuff in here that you need if you want them all.
Timothy Lee. Or if you're somebody that doesn't care about this era, then you skip everything. You're like, next.
Speaking of, oh wow, okay. Speak of the devil, Timothy Lee's Batman Hush is getting an absolute reprint. This is coming out on the 7th of October at 372 pages at $100. Of course, collecting 608 to 619 of Batman. And the special interlude story from Lars's former publication, Wizard.
Wow.
Yeah, Lars.
Did you write that?
Why do you say that with such sneering in your voice?
I didn't mean it!
I will. No, Jeff Lowe was very keen to make use of Wizard's publicity machine, and we were more than happy to provide that for him. So yeah, I had some great conversations with Jeff when I was at Wizard. So yeah, he understood the value of good marketing.
Do you still have his number?
I can't comment on such things.
Did you ask him why he spells his first name that way?
His mom.
No.
Oh my God.
Let's get Jeff Loeb and Jeff Johns in here.
Yeah.
What if he were to come back and say that's how it's on my birth certificate, you dipshit?
Wow, Jeff Loeb just called Jess a dipshit.
No.
How dare
He's
you?
not wrong.
No. It's like when people say, "Oh, your name is Lars. What's that short for?" I'm like, Lars.
I'm not talking about Lars. I'm talking about Jeff.
I know.
Right.
So this is the third printing of Absolute Batman Hush. The first printing, I want to say, I gave it away. I think it was $50. The second printing, I think, went to $75 or $100. I can't remember, but now this new printing is $100. But if you've never read it, I mean, this is the way to own Jim Lee's Batman Hush. Like, it's so good. It's so good. His artwork is killer. Although some people were like, he peaked on X-Men. I don't know. I really like this stuff.
$50.
Is that your first printing, Jess?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Second printing, I think, was either 75 or 100. I can't remember. But
man, that 2000s DC logo, that's nostalgia right there.
I so dislike that logo.
That's nostalgia. Come on, Dom.
What do you mean? Like when I played the Lego Batman video games, that's the logo that they had for the first one.
You are so wholesome. I just want to adopt you.
I will gladly get in your family.
Jess is our Jay Garrick. All right, let's move on.
I'm Jakeem Thunder, guys. All right. Next up on this is Batman Black and White Compendium, coming out on the 7th of October at 1,280 pages, $60, collecting Black and White from 1996 1 through 4, stories from Batman Gotham Knights 1 through 49, some of that which has been published in other DC omnibuses, Batman Black and White 1 through 6, and Batman Black and White 2021 1 through 6.
Awesome. Same material as the Omni. Anybody got that handy?
I think
No,
this
the
has
Omni
more.
doesn't have the 2021 stuff.
Oh, Lukey, sneaky. Okay, damn it,
So it'll be cool to have that all in one place. But I'm
man.
not gonna buy
When
that.
you got Jim Lee as a choice to be on your cover,
Mm.
put Jim Lee on the cover.
There were so many great covers for Batman.
Yeah.
100.
Dude, that
true.
Silvestri black and white Batman. Oh my gosh, they could have used that.
And this is
That's
great
easy.
stuff for anyone who hasn't read it. This is like my favorite. I'll just visit this for a few minutes. Batman Omni. Like I purposefully will just read a couple stories at a time and leave the rest unread to just have fun.
Completely agreed with BJ.
Yeah, it's good.
And that
I like it. I
DC logo,
agree.
that's nostalgia, dog.
Oh. Oh my gosh.
All right.
We got Static Playing with Fire for the DC Finest coming out on the 7th of October as well. 480 pages, collecting Static 1 through 15, sorry. Superman, The Man of Steel 36, Superboy 7, and Worlds Collide.
I didn't know that any of the milestone stuff was getting DC Finest.
I didn't either.
We didn't either.
I mean,
until-
I have the compendiums, but this is really nice to have, especially to loan out to friends, because it can be intimidating where I'm like, here's my milestone compendium, please read it. Maybe this will be a little bit easier for me to push on all my friends.
Agreed.
Mhm.
So I'll probably buy it, because anything milestone, I just want my money to be thrown at it regardless.
100%.
Facts.
the milestones also like collect every character, right? Like a Hardware, Blood Syndicate, and
Yeah, it's
Icon.
everything.
Yeah.
It's
So
probably super intimidating. Like especially like the first one, because the first one
Yeah.
includes Zombie for some reason. When Zombie
Yeah.
wasn't really in that first year and isn't really connected to the other stuff.
Mhm.
But
And really, I just want to force everyone to read Icon, like always.
Icon really needs a standard
Icon is
publication.
Anyone on the street, I'm just like, can you please read Icon? I know I'm a Superman girl, but like, listen, Icon the most though.
John Paul Leon draws Static up until like issue 7 or 8. It's honestly pretty early on when he leaves, but he keeps doing covers for a long time. And the styles do shift. Like it's kind of stylistically, the art is very different for Static as the series goes on, but the heart of the story is still there, and it's fine. Like I like the art, I like the different artists, but there is something special that there's some magic in that first like 8 issues that John Paul Leon does.
Absolutely.
I think out of all the milestone characters, Static is the one, and so I don't blame them at all for starting with Static and DC Finest. I think he's the one that had the most fame because he had his own cartoon.
Yeah, that I watched when I was a kid.
All right, that's where that conversation ends. And
I
then
mean, same.
I was also a kid.
I need one of you to make me feel old. And then the characters showed up in with Justice League Unlimited.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, future Static.
Storyline. So it's there's nostalgia for that, and that's how my wife found out, and
I
she
think
was
Static
surprised.
is the easiest sell out of all of the milestones. Yeah, because he's one everybody knows.
Yeah. And it's probably the most relatable of the milestone characters, perhaps besides Rocket. But the selling point for Icon, which Rocket stars in, is very much like kind of ideological, and like there's this opposition, and they fight these political, they don't fight political battles, but it's a very political book. Like there's a lot of layers there. Static is kind of just a fun book, although there's still layers in Static as well. So it's probably the easiest recommend, though I probably would start with Icon for Milestone.
Agreed.
I'm now imagining that Dom was in his crib, suckling a bottle of formula and watching the Static TV show. That's where it all began.
What I'm here to do. I'm here to make Omar feel old.
Asking about the Hush Absolute Edition, adding the page from the anniversary. I don't think DC does that a lot. They usually with reprints, just like Marvel reprints, they will keep the exact same page count.
But Omar, to that point, this is a new edition. It's not necessarily just a reprint. I
No,
am reading.
They use 2025 edition for all of their reprints. They'll use 2024 edition. Like if you look at the page count of what is this, 372 pages? Okay, we're gonna math real quick. I think the deluxe, or it wasn't even a deluxe. The anniversary hardcover was like 4 more pages that they added, if I'm not mistaken. So if you look it up, like if and again, page counts can change at any time. If the or the anniversary is 376 pages and this is 372, then they're not adding anything.
You're
What
right.
I need to know is what the first printing of this book had. That's the page count that I need. Because this one is showing at 372. The
20th anniversary Hush is 376. You were right on that.
Well, here, you go on to the next slide. I'm going to look up what the first printing, how many pages it was.
All right. The next omnibus is Omar looks up all of this. Yeah. Authority Omnibus Volume 2 coming out on the 7th of October, 1,528 pages. This did get a price jump up. This originally was supposed to be 125. They bumped it up to 175 a week and a half ago. Anyways, this is going to collect Authority Revolution 1 through 2, 4 through 12, Stormwatch Team Achilles, Authority Kev, Authority Scorched Earth, Authority 1 through 14 and 0, Human on the Inside, more Kev, Authority Lobo Christmas, Eye of the Storm Coup d'etat, Afterward, Wildstorm Winter Special, Authority Lobo Spring Break Massacre, Authority Magnificent Kevin, and A Man Called Kev 1 through 5.
Don, you're better than me.
Yeah, baby.
Well, if you're an Authority fan.
Man, I don't care. This is going to be like nearly $300 Australian, and I do not care. I am buying this straight away. Jenny Sparks, baby.
Does this have the Orlando Midnighter?
No.
I really like that book. I was hoping this would have it.
That book is really good, Omar.
1,528 pages. Still not the most thickest. Title still. ABS.
You know what? I have it with me. The 52 omnibus was also $175.
Yeah,
they bumped that in price up twice. So
Zero Hour
also went up from 125 to 175.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is not new for them.
Ooh.
Yeah. DC has done a couple of them.
Although that's a lot. That's a lot of, even with a discount, that's a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, how much of this has not been collected? I wonder. I would think
in omnibus format.
Well, really, kind of.
Well, ever not much.
Okay.
Yeah, a lot of it.
No, I suppose we're into the heavy trade era at this point. Yeah.
I think I'm the only one. Me and Peter are the only people that probably want. Give us the crappy Stormwatch before Warren Ellis. Like, give me that Brandon Choi, Scott Clark, really, really crappy Stormwatch because I have so much nostalgia for that stuff.
Yeah, man.
They're not the correct guys.
That is a lot of books, man. A lot of this stuff I haven't read.
It's a lot of Ed Brubaker, John Lehman. Who else?
I think he's right. The creator list is probably
Wait,
Garth Ennis.
Why is Warren Ellis and Mark Miller on there? What did they?
Not the right. Yeah, this was a rush to print. No, I don't. This is.
Yeah, that doesn't have any of their work, does it?
I don't think either one of those guys.
No, it's from volume 1. It's from volume 1. It's going to need to be changed.
No, it's Ed Brubaker, it's John Lehman, it's Garth Ennis. It's it's a lot of those guys, and not the original Authority creative team.
Oh, then okay.
Yeah, you're okay getting this, Maddie.
Yeah,
if you want.
Pass on Warren ever getting any of my money, but if this not get my money, then okay.
So
Mark Miller, you're okay with Mark Miller getting your money?
I don't know enough. Oh, should I not be? I don't know.
Oh no, he's just not a good writer.
Hey, you can be
I have never shied away from
sexually harassed women.
like Mark Miller's writing.
Oh my gosh, you need to read Magic Order. It is such a good mark.
I have. Not as edgy as he used to be, but still.
It's got Stuart Evan and Olivier Coipellard, Omar.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Don't get me wrong. I love who he teams up with on art. Like, he's got some awesome artists. Civil War as Steve McNiven.
Pepe Larraz.
Magic Order.
I even fought for Old Man Logan to be included in our Wolverine Evergreen.
You did.
I just don't like. I don't like his storytelling. He's not like maybe Chrononauts. and there was another book that he wrote.
What about Jupiter's Legacy?
Yeah, also not that. Wasn't a fan of that. Like Red Sun was okay. I know it's weird, right? Most people are like Red Sun is a masterpiece.
I really like Red
I know. You guys really do. I think Maddie, Amanda, and I did an old
Yeah, I
reading
really like
together,
Red
and
Sun.
they really liked it more than I did. But that's all good, man. Everybody has a difference of opinion.
Real quick, guys.
Well, yeah,
because Magic Order is great.
Go ahead, BJ.
I was just gonna say thanks for having me on. I gotta run.
Yeah, of course.
Kind of routines and whatnot. I'm glad I got to stick around long enough to recommend the Static DC Finest by 2 of them. And I'll see you guys next time.
Be good, brother.
BJ, pleasure to meet
Take
you,
care,
my friend.
BJ.
See you, BJ.
See you.
And you can check out BJ here with Discord and a YouTube channel. Big shout out to our friend BJ.
When is that Red Sun Absolute coming out?
27th of May.
Wow.
Wow, that answer came.
Dom
really
has
quick.
that like tattooed on his body.
Wow.
He's ready. All right. Let's get to some other stuff here.
We're gonna go real quick on this one. Book 2 of American Vampire, 392 pages, $39.99. Collecting American Vampire 13 through 25, and Survival of the Fittest 1 through 5.
Get to the good book. Not that there's I like this book.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
Next
love
book.
it.
Birds of
This
Prey
is all
by
I care
Gail
about.
Simone, 912 pages, $100, 56 through 90. Birds of Prey and Secret Files 2003, number 1.
Finally, listen.
Peter
Those
would be so
trades
proud of that
are
cover.
abysmally labeled. It's awful. Finally, I am free. I am free from my cell. I can have Birds of Prey as an omnibus. Thank you, God. Oh my God.
I agree with Maddie. Those trades are out of control. This is
They're not labeled well. It sucks.
No.
It sucks so
They,
bad to be a
they,
fan.
they skipped one.
should they be?
Oh,
We're having an intense debate on Saturday about numbering volumes versus titles, and are you saying they should have been numbered?
yeah. Of course it should have been numbered.
This is the beginning of Gail Simone's run, of course,
Yep.
with Ed Benes.
Ed Benes.
So if you
Yeah.
like cake,
That juicy Ed
a
Benes.
lot of cake in this book. Oh my gosh,
I'm
big.
so ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this.
it's so good. I'll take
It's-
anything. I love Birds of Prey, whether it's Chuck
Listen.
Dixon or Gail Simone. But I have been waiting for this run.
Greg Landart, Aria, you know what's up?
We know what's up with it.
Aria, you know what's going on that cover. Huntress is flying on a freaking keyboard.
Listen, they
Like
do
the
my
silver
listen. He does like in this art right now, Black Canary. It does her so dirty. My girl has lost her hips. That thigh gap is weird. Why does she look like this? But it doesn't matter.
Is there
Oh.
cleavage?
Cleavage.
No, Leo.
There's
Leo,
butt
don't even get
cleavage,
me
baby.
started, man. If you're looking for that, I'm just gonna say you're gonna love this book.
We do need them to wrap up the Chuck Dixon stuff. Like that stuff has like we need a 4 and 5, dude. We need the Ted Core.
Yeah,
era.
we need a compendium of that stuff.
How about an omnibus?
No. We need a compendium of that.
What?
stuff.
Why stop at a compendium? Anyway, Birds of Prey, Gail Simone. I'm super excited about this. A long time
Oh,
coming.
yeah.
Yeah,
I've
okay.
been
This is
one
the
of my
best
wish lists.
DC
forever.
news.
It's got
This
the
is-
best Oracle stuff next to John Ostrander Suicide Squad. So if you're looking for really awesome Barbara Gordon content, this is the book to get.
Mhm.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy
I think out of
two.
everything on here,
copies.
this is what I'm most excited about
Yeah.
coming out.
Donald Trump.
Oh my god. Dom's the most tame. The rest of us are like oogly boogly. And it's like
And I promise you, this will be the only time. Like,
I am corrupting him slowly but surely.
slowly but surely. Next up,
Oh
we got
my
Peter
God!
David,
Yes. Yes.
Supergirl, Body and Soul. Hopefully,
I'm
they get to
stoked.
finish out the series. 568 pages, collecting Showcase 8, Supergirl 1 through 18, and Annual 1 through 2, and Supergirl Plus number 1.
Give me that Peter David, man.
So the previous soft covers got up to issue 43. So 43 is the record to beat.
Oh, this is gonna be
43
easy.
no,
then.
remember there was another trade paperback that had.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Windows
And there
on
was
it.
and there was
Yeah,
one
yeah.
toward the end, but even so, there's about 30 odd issues that have never been
Mm.
collected. So
I'm in, dude. I know it's not an omnibus, but I'm so excited that people get to read about the character. Now, this is a different character than the Jeff Loeb and Michael Turner character.
yes.
This
They
is the
rebooted, yeah, after Public Enemy.
Matrix. So she's a lot different than the character you'll be reading about. And if you really like it, go and check out Fallen Angel, published by IDW.
Yeah.
Yeah, super excited for that one. Preacher,
You
volume.
got a 2025 edition of Preacher, 736 pages, $150. Preacher 41 to 66.
Still one of my favorite endings of any comic book.
Oh yeah.
Everyone should have some sort of version of Preacher on their shelf.
It's these absolute versions are completely 100% on purpose made to look like a family Bible, by the way. Like 100%. If you look
That's
at
cool.
if you look at the book itself outside of the slipcase, they're meant to look like one of those big Bibles your grandmother had, or maybe you have on your coffee table. Warren hates Preacher, so there you go. They should start putting blurbs of Warren on the book so they could sell them with coffees.
Lame ending. Hated it. Mr. Tax. What?
I
do not love the ending of Preacher. I think it's one of the best comic endings, but that's okay.
Well, I did have a friend who was really into Preacher, and we were talking about it, and somehow he convinced himself that the penultimate issue was the final issue, because if you remember the end point of the second to last issue, no, I won't. But if you remember that second last issue, and he calls me and goes, "Oh, it ended really well," and I was like, "Well, I don't know how to break this to you, but there's one more issue after that." So yeah.
All right.
Next up, we got Crisis on Infinite Earths Part 1 as part of the DC Finest Events line. 560 pages coming out on the 21st of October, collecting Swamp Thing 39, Batman 389 to 391, Detective 555 to 558, JLA 244, Green Lantern 194, Wonder Woman 327, DC Comics Presents 78, Infinity Inc. 18 through 19, Fury of Firestorm 41, All-Star Squadron 50 to 52, COIE 1 through 4, and the Loser Special number 1.
Yeah, I was just going to say, this should have been called Red Skies.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
Yeah, because you're going to be reading all those other issues going, what does this have to do with Earths colliding? Absolutely nothing.
Next up, we got Swampy by Len Wein and Kelly Jones Deluxe Edition, 432 pages, $49.99. Collecting Swampy 94 and 100, Batman 521 to 522, Convergent Swampy 1 through 2, Swamp Thing 1 through 6, and Swamp Thing Winter Special number 1. If it's not by Len Wein, it is drawn by Kelly Jones. If it's not drawn by Kelly Jones, it's written by Len Wein.
I have never read that 2016 series.
I
I haven't either.
I have.
Is it good?
That's good. I liked it fine.
Is
Not my favorite.
Is it written by Len Wein or is it drawn by Kelly Jones, the 2016 series?
From what I remember, it's both.
Because he passed away the same year that Bernie Wrightson did, right?
I think so.
2017, 2018?
It was a suicide pact, if I recall. Yeah.
Lars!
Wow.
Gosh, you're such a jerk. How did I invite you? This is why you have no friends.
Right, I don't. It's quite sad, really. I only have myself to blame.
God.
Anyways, Omar, yes, it is by both. Like,
Okay, wow. I've never read
I don't
that.
think I've read a lot of this. The Convergence.
You
haven't
haven't
read?
read by, yeah. Should be
Oh
good.
my gosh, the next one is for Maddie. Maddie, tell people what the next ridiculous.
all right, Maddie, I was literally going to ask you about this. Yeah, 1,704 pages for $50,
Well, okay, to be
collecting all the
fair-
DC manga.
Actually, no, this is a great deal. This is a really good deal. Batman, Justice Buster, whatever. But let me tell you, Superman versus Meshy, and the Joker one Operation Joker, totally worth it. It is the best, most fun time. Superman versus Meshy is all about Superman and his enjoyment of chain restaurants in Japan, just like regular Japanese restaurants. Loves it. He takes Batman with him, and Batman's like, "This is great. I better buy the whole restaurant." Fantastic. One Operation Joker, Batman becomes a baby. Joker raises him. Fantastic. 10 out of 10. Both books 10 out of 10. Will recommend to literally anyone on the street. Great time. Read them on DC Universe
So
if you haven't.
how is this collected? Is it just like one trade for Meshy, for example? Or
No,
three
this is a
trades?
box set.
It's a manga.
Yeah, it's
manga.
Yeah, so manga, they'll do boxes where they just put all the manga things in one box.
You're
to
looking
hold them all.
at the back of the box, probably. But
So this is a great deal because most of these are like $10 each. So great.
Well, I'm going to get this because this looks great.
It's a
remember,
great deal.
prices are always subject to change.
But seriously, Batman Justice Buster is not great, but everything else, super worth it to own.
Jess, how many times have you read Superman versus Meshy?
Oh my God, if you haven't, Jess, please read it.
Well, due to Maddie's description of it, this sounds like maybe the first manga I might actually be able to read and enjoy. If this is only $50,
Manga? What?
all that, I'll try it.
He's
I
not
will
fan.
try it.
First manga you'll enjoy.
Jess isn't a manga reader.
I am not a manga reader. I have trouble reading it in the style that it's written in the Eastern format. My brain's not elastic enough anymore.
But for some reason, he has no problem following the manga Titty Titty Bang Bang.
I thought we agreed we would not talk about that. I'm very disappointed in you.
I need a new best friend now.
Okay, y'all, listen. There's some people in the chat that are like, nah, this sucks. But listen to me.
Mhm.
You have all the time in the world for the super event books and action. Sometimes you need your superheroes just to have a good time, which is not enough. Wayne Family Adventures does it, which is great. There's not enough downtime in your superhero books. This is where it is. This is where it is. It's just for a good, fun time. Listen, Superman can be at death's door, Batman can die, whatever. That's gonna happen all the time. Let's have some fun in our comic books, so that way when the bad stuff happens, like the big events, people dying, we're gonna care more. Okay.
The Meshi manga has me
Preach,
incredibly
Maddie,
intrigued.
preach.
Like,
Oh, please, Dom, please read it. Please be Superman versus Normally, I have a copy here and I just pull it out as a joke because I love it. I do love it so much. Everyone should read it.
Is it all in canon? It's canon.
In my heart, it is.
Okay, there's your answer.
I am able to read, for some reason, Junji Ito's stories, and I enjoy those a lot.
They're great.
Junji Ito is amazing.
Yeah, I am able to follow those. So it's I will take a chance on this.
Yeah.
all right, so there you go. A big pitch in for the box. I will definitely be pre-ordering this box set, by the way. So.
What's happening?
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right, we got two omnibuses to talk about. The first of which is Green Lantern by Rob Venditti, Omnibus Volume 1, 856 pages, $100. This is going to collect Green Lantern 21 to 34 and Annual Number 2, along with Green Lantern Corps 21 to 34 and Annual Number 2, Green Lantern New Guardians 23 to 24, Red Lanterns 24, Secret Origins 3 and 9, and Green Lantern 23.1 Relic. All the Relic crossover stuff is in here, and it also directly follows Jeff Johns' run, and also with this Volume 2 of Robert.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
That they put them back. Like, I know it's not back to back,
Yeah.
but that we are getting confirmation because Marvel and DC hardly do this in the same catalog.
Oh yeah.
Volumes 1 and 2.
Oh yeah.
Well, frankly, I wish they'd done that with Gail Simone Birds of Prey.
I agree. Yeah, 984 pages, $100.
I wonder what it is about Robert Venditti that, like, I don't know. It's just a really weird move. There's a lot of Green Lantern and Green Lantern Corps in this. Was he writing both?
Because he wrote both. Yeah, he wrote both.
both.
So those are the crossovers with Red Lanterns, and I know
So
we're getting
the two crossovers specifically. So the first volume, the crossover is Relic, brand new characters are happening all the time. New 52. Second one is Godhead, which is why those Sinestro by Cullen Bunn issues are here. And also DC, if you're listening to this, we need a Sinestro Cullen Bunn collection at some point in the future. Underrated series, no one ever talks about it.
Yeah, man, 100%.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'll be getting these two Omnis, man, like that easily.
Now, I think this is the same case as anybody following a huge and popular run, right? Like when people are asking, is it as good as Jeff Johns' run? No, but that's a really unfair statement, right? Because Venditti's doing his own stuff.
Yeah,
it's good. Like, I like Jeremy Adams more. I think Jeremy Adams is doing a killer job on Green Lantern. But Venditti is like, don't sleep on it. It's a solid run. There's a lot of cool issues in here. Great artwork. And he has an understanding of the characters, which I appreciate for any writer. And it's got to be hard, no matter who they got to write Green Lantern to follow after Jeff Johns' long run. It's going to be, you're going to be comparing the whole thing. Surprised. I'm surprised we don't have the green. Yeah, the Morrison's run on.
Yeah, because we still don't have Green Lanterns. The Simon Baz and Jess Cruz.
Yeah.
collected it all in Omnibus. Neither has the HAL and the Green Lantern Corps Rebirth run also been.
Yeah, so I'm sure they'll do that one day.
And sorry.
I'm sorry. The Green Lantern New Guardians. Is that all of it in this run?
No. Just the crossover issues from the Relic from Volume 1 and then Godhead in Volume 2.
Sorry, I was looking at the number of Green Lantern Corps and I got excited. Okay. So we need to collect those issues then.
We still Justin Jordan.
Okay, thank you.
Justin Jordan with the adventures of Carol Ferris and Kyle Rayner as the part of the post-John status quo.
Yeah, this was another library read for me, and it was very good. It was very, very good.
I never finished it. I can't wait to.
I don't feel a burning urge to own it, but I'm not, a huge Green Lantern fanatic anyway. But no, it was worth reading.
My question to you, Omar, is that because Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka, the Omni, they've slipped the Volume 1 off of that. So I'm assuming that whenever they get to Rebirth and reprinting, that stuff out, they'll just call it Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka Rebirth Omnibus. Do you think they'll just call, what Rob Venditti's Rebirth stuff, Hal and Pal's, Omnibus Volume 1, Volume 2, or whatever have you? Or do you think they should continue going with Volume 3 and forward?
No, well, oh gosh, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe they'll call it Green Lanterns.
Green Lanterns is a different run that Rob Venditti didn't write. Because there's two series, right? There's the Hal Jordan series and Rebirth, and then you've got.
No, I know, but if you put Green Lanterns, then you can put both of the runs in there. It doesn't have to be creator centric.
Okay, fair enough.
So that's always been the problem with creator centric books, right? Like you're not going to be able to collect everything, but they're doing a better job. Because if you look at it compared to even the Peter Tomasi one where they skipped issues, which we'll get to that here in a little bit, not coming in the way that I thought they were going to do it. They were like, "Well, screw your one format fits all." Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next books.
All right, next one. We got a 2025 edition of the House of Mystery Omnibus Volume 1 from the
Speaking of Lars.
There you go, Lars.
And again, I admire their dedication to this, that they're actually reprinting it. They must think there's more copies to be sold, so that's great.
I wonder if they'll redo the cover to match the other volumes that they redid later on.
Yeah.
That's a good question. I don't know.
Oh my God. I remember interviewing Jimmy Palmiotti about the next book. And we were both like,
Jonah Hex, All-Star Western Omni. 1064 pages, $125. We don't know the contents on this yet, but it's coming.
Yeah, I've still never read any Jonah Hex.
This is phenomenal stuff.
This is the new 52 era.
Yeah.
There's an era of Jonah Hex that predates this that's not available in anything besides trade paperback. But any Jonah Hex in omnibus format is this is so good, Maddie.
Yeah.
So good. There's even a tie-in in here to Court of Owls.
Oh, how weird.
Like in a weird tie-in to Court of Owls. Like Snyder and Capullo's Court of Owls, right? There's an issue in here where it kind of ties into that. It's kind of not even Red Skies tying in, but it kind of ties in. It's really good, man.
Red Skies, baby. Jonah Hex, All-Star Western Skies.
I am super, super excited. I have all the trades of All-Star Western. I have all the trades of Jonah Hex that came before it. They're all crazy out of print. And this writing team is so strong. I love the way they get Jonah Hex. And these are great stories. I am super excited that they made this an omnibus. That is such a good subject.
Jess, if I bought only this or the other Batman Omni, which one?
Nightfall? Which one?
No, the Tom King.
Oh, the Tom King?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We'll get to that in a minute.
You're killing me here.
That's how Jess dies. I love asking that question. I'm like, you can only pick one. Yeah, honestly, with that price, I know it says to be determined. This only went to like 36 issues or something like that, right, Jess?
I feel like there were six or seven 5-issue trades. Yeah, I think it only went into the 30s. So
yeah, I don't think it went past like 36, 35.
Yeah.
35 issues.
So, okay, yeah. So I think that this would contain it all then at $1,000.
$125. It should. One hopes.
Well, we're looking at the page count, right? We're looking at 1,060.
Well, I know, but still, yeah.
Skip Nightfall 3 and get Joe Nightfall.
Oh, I could not agree
It's
more.
not a bad strategy, actually.
Brian knows what's up.
Yeah, our buddy of Gabe, who used to be on Omnibus, was a huge fan of this. Loves this stuff. Leave it at $100, DC. Don't get greedy.
Yeah, 34 issues of All-Star or this New 52 stuff. So,
all right, what is next? What is going on in that next cover, man?
next up, this is the cover to the 6th Dimension storyline. I think I quintuple dipped on that cover. Anyways, this is Omnibus 2 of Justice League by Scott Snyder and James Tynion, a follow-up to Volume 1, which is coming out next week. 896 pages, coming out on the 28th of October. This is going to collect Justice League 19 through 39. The Batman Who Laughs, along with the Grim Knight one-shot that were pushed from the first omnibus, is now in this omnibus. DC Year of the Villain Special number 1. I have 1,000 copies of it somewhere in my house. And Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen 1 through 4.
Be real, Jesse. What you got for me? I'll be honest. I kind of dipped out. No, I have read all the Justice League, and I read the Batman Who Laughs, but I didn't read the Grim Knight, Year of the Villain Special, and Year of the
No,
Villain.
you would have had to if you had the deluxe of Batman Who Laughs.
Yeah.
That one shot is like right in between issues 3 and 4.
What about the Year of the Villain, Hell Arisen?
That's after the run finishes. That was by Tynion and Steve Epting, which has the full first appearance of our favorite new Joker girlfriend Punchline.
Oh.
Okay. I was corrected and told that the Punchline is not the Joker's girlfriend, by the way. Somebody got really upset at me for calling her that, even though in the book she said that she was, but that's okay.
Well, that's her opinion.
Maybe they watched a TikTok video explaining who Punchline is. Let's see here. I have Justice League Deluxe editions. Do I need this omnibus? Oh, don't ask this panel that. You know damn well the answer to that, Zazmer.
If you want the Justice No Justice issues drawn by Manipul, and also the Batman if you don't have the Batman Who Laughs Deluxe edition, along with You're the Villain, this is all in there. So get the Omnis.
Who's the main artist? I know there's got a lot of Jorge Jimenez.
I got Jorge Jimenez. There were a lot of fill-ins because the guy it came out double shipped, and they got at least 3 or 4 different fill-in artists for the last they switched it up. I'm trying to remember who was on those issues last 8 issues. It's slipping my mind. Come back to it.
It's okay. I know that Jorge Jimenez did a lot of the stuff.
I have the deluxes. I have the Batman Who Laughs. I have Year of the Villain and Year of the Villain Hell Arisen in trade paperback. So I'm not getting this.
You're gonna pick this up. You were so gonna pick this up, Jess.
No, don't make me.
Wait, Jess. Here's the important thing. Have you read those though? The deluxe editions. Have you read them?
Yeah, actually, I have.
Okay. Well, you still need it. You still need the omnibus. Yes.
Oh, damn it.
Yes. Yes. So yeah, Howard Porter. There's a little bit of
oh, cool. Howard Porter.
Bruno Redondo, Francis Manipul. A whole bunch of people take over in the last 8 issues because Jorge could not keep up with a bi-monthly schedule for the titles.
And you have to read this because it goes right into death metal.
You are correct.
Which is awesome.
All right. Take us
Next
to the
up, we
next
got
one.
Rick Vate's Swamp Thing, Book 2, Synchronicity, 408 pages, $29.99, collecting Swampy, 74 to 79, annual number 4, John Constantine, Hellblazer 6 through 12, and material from Who's Who Update 1988, 3 through 4.
So there is enough material for a third one of those because he's stuck on the book till issue 87 that never got finished, right? That he was working on, Lars.
Yep.
That's the mythical issue that we still need.
I think so. Wait, the unfinished one. How much? Okay, there was a bit of flap because is it true? Rick Veitch wanted to do a story tying it to the crucifixion of Jesus Christ, right?
Yes.
Now, how much of it did they actually do? Did they actually do any of it? Or did
I don't
DC
think any of it.
I don't think they did any of it. I don't think there's any.
It was.
pages.
It was. It was.
Yeah, I think
pulled,
I think
and
DC just vetoed it, and that was the end of it.
Yeah.
They could run the script, or did he even get to the scripting stage? Is it just
well, I mean, apparently it is done. They just never published it. Now, after that, it was Doug Wheeler. So, I mean, there is enough material for one more, and we can have that unfinished issue, or that never published issue in the next volume. If I guess they decide to do it, that would be really cool.
I find myself somehow not salivating at the bit to see that story. I think the concerns DC had for vetoing it are not necessarily invalid. I don't know. I'm not sure it is a good idea to do that story. And I
am salivating at the idea of finishing that story, getting it published, and letting me read it.
Well, yeah.
I'm visibly drooling, Lars. Visibly. There's spittle all over my mustache.
Like Pavlov's dogs. The moment you hear Swamp Thing, crucifixion of Jesus Christ, you're there. I don't know.
I just want it so bad.
No. Some people would like it. Some people would like it. There's maybe some stories you should just leave alone.
Like Watchmen.
Watchmen's different, you know.
Yeah, you don't need a sequel for Watchmen or a prequel.
Well, actually, I'm not
or
sure
a Zack Snyder adaptation of the comic book.
You leave Zack Snyder alone. Get those in this chat.
Wait. I'm sorry. I can't tell how facetious you're being.
I don't want to attract those Zack Snyder bros into my chat.
Well, no, because I didn't read any of the Watchmen prequels.
Yeah. Anyway, all right, let's keep going.
Oh yeah, Jake asked a good question though. Did Maddie ever order a pizza?
Oh, I did. I ate some of it. We were talking.
I want a pizza.
You should have prepped. There's a long stream. I'm ready.
Yeah, Maddie's used to these streams. She knows.
It is what it is.
I've had some plum wine and pizza, and I'm living.
The TV show tie-ins to Super Friends by Ramona Fratter, illustrated by her, is collected in this Super Friends 1 through 26 and limited collector's edition 41, 46, 512 pages on the 4th of November for this DC Finest trade paperback.
I love Ramona Fratter. I'm excited for this one. I didn't know this was coming out. This is one in the catalog that I didn't notice. That's cool.
I like how it's called the fury of the super foes. Do they seem very furious to you?
Have you seen what Cheetah's
mildly missed?
That's right. They are lightly perturbed.
Yeah.
Superheroes have broken their window.
So this is like nostalgia for me. I'm kind of like what was it? You
Static.
playing the Lego Batman game?
Lego Batman 1. Fond memories on the Wii. We'll never ever forget it.
Yeah, this is fond memories for me. I love the Super Friends. That theme song is so iconic, man. That's cool.
It must be a big window for all of them to fit through, though.
Hey, you know what? If Aquaman talks to fish, they'll find a way.
Wow, so many shots fired. Classic character.
This watching
man
clips,
proud of himself.
All right. Speaking of Gail Simone.
Secret Six.
I didn't know about this.
880 pages, $100. Secret Six, 17 to 36, and the New 52 or whatever the heck run 1 through 14. Suicide Squad 67, Action Comics 897, Doom Patrol number 19, which also is collected in another Omni we'll be talking about, and material from Convergence Wonder Woman number 2.
Whoa. This is so great.
Yeah, it really is.
Extremely happy. Sorry, I am drooling again. I cannot wait to get this.
This gives me hope that the next Birds of Prey will contain that not beloved run by Gail Simone that she did when she relaunched it, because I don't think the thick trade paperbacks did they? No. I don't think they got that far.
No, they never did.
No. You mean the Death of Oracle run? Well, the Death of Oracle run felt a bit stunted by the interjection of New 52. I mean, it felt.
Well, it's not. But even the beginning wasn't as good as the classic stuff that she was doing right before.
It really wasn't. And
wait. The trade paperbacks, did they wrap up like the Tony Bedard era too?
I don't remember the Tony Bedard stuff ever getting collected.
It got collected in trade, but did it get collected in tickets?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
Dang it, DC. Oh my gosh, that means he'll be left out of the omnibus.
Yeah, hold on. No spoilers. That's the title. The title is The Death of Oracle. That's what it says. That was in all the marketing. It's not a spoiler.
Damn it,
Death of
Lars.
Superman, Death of Spider-Man.
Death of Batman.
Let's
aka
get one of these books that Lars might or might not be excited about. But DC Finest War.
The big fun. See, this is what I'm saying is like, is anybody out there going to see? Oh, it's DC Finest, Star Spangled War Stories, 50. Like I gotta buy. No one is saying that. That's why I appreciate collections like this because you get all these neatly wrapped up.
No, but it's the same people who will buy this. It is a very rarefied audience who will buy, Bronze Age war comics, or Bronze Age or even Silver Age, depending on what.
Silver Age, yeah.
Silver Age, I beg your pardon, Silver Age. It's the same audience, but I understand.
It's me.
Yeah,
Sure. No, don't get me wrong. I will probably check this out. That's what all the things I have to get. And if the characters are changing, there's not quite the consistency there you might hope for. But I will buy it. I'll buy it.
Come on, dude. The Sergeant Rock on the cover with a rifle pulling a grenade with his teeth.
Oh sure, yeah, no.
This is it.
Well, it's also a disappointment because like there's a patch of comics in there that you like. It's like, oh well, we're shifting gears here. You can't have any more of those. It's like, oh, okay.
Well, it is coming out on the 11th of November, I guess.
Lars.
But I'll buy it.
I didn't know you had a problem with anthologies, Lars.
It's not that I have a problem with anthologies.
Did your mom cut the edges off your bread for you? She made you sandwiches. Is this the type of childhood you had?
It's not that I have a
I
problem
had
with
to wrestle rats for cheese.
You're right. Growing up in the Iowa horse farm, it predisposed me against anthologies. It's a very weird thing to say. There are anthologies that are well done, but I mean, you do have this problem. You do have a problem of, it can be too much shifting sands, and then is it less than the sum of its parts? So
who doesn't want to read titles called All American Men of War and Our Fighting Forces and Our Army at War? Hell yeah.
Oh my gosh.
True, I do.
Wow. Well then.
Thank you for noticing that.
All right.
Compendium 2 of Injustice, Gods Among Us. 1,064 pages, $60. Year 4 and Year 5 and Ground Zero are all in here.
This is some of the Tom Taylor stuff, right? And then stuff after he left, correct?
Yeah.
Or did he work on any of this? Did he do 4 and 5?
I don't think
Is Ground Zero in any of the omnibuses?
No, I don't think so.
That's really annoying. Okay.
Oh, that's how they get you to get compendiums. Wait until we get to the Green Lantern.
Oh no.
Oh God, yes. Wait till we get to Green Lantern.
Continuing on, we got Super Sons Complete Collection Book 2. I'm pretty sure that this is an error, but we'll see. 800 pages, $49.99. Super Sons 15 through 16. The entire 12 issue Adventures of the Super Sons series, Challenge of the Super Sons, and a story from Robin 80th anniversary 100th page Super Spectacular #1.
Good stuff in here. If you've never read it in Omni or trade paperback format.
Also, early Dan Mora cover.
The next book I both hate and love for different.
All right, this is the Road to No Man's Land done for Our Worlds at War, which is Superman. Our Worlds at War, Volume 1, The Prelude to War, 816 pages, $125, collecting everything you see there, and I'm not going to bother reading it because my tongue is tied and my head hurts.
I got you, man. Superman 151 to 154. 159 to 165, 170 to 171, Adventures of Superman 576, 586, 592 to 593. That's a lot of books. Never mind, I'm not going to read all that. You all can see. So the problem with this is that it's skipping a lot of issues.
So that same friend I was talking to about earlier, Omar, who has also read all the City of Tomorrow stuff and all that, whatever. a lot of the issues that are part of that compendium and aren't a part of this omnibus are not prelude issues to Our Worlds at War, which is why they got omitted.
I understand, but if you're gonna do a prelude to war, I don't know. I just thought if you're gonna have the City of Tomorrow and then have this, then just wait for the Omnis to get to this, so you don't have to have a prelude to war. You can just get to Our Worlds at War. Like jumping around issues like that, both Marvel and DC do it, and it just frustrates me because there's no need for it. Like they could easily, I know that like one day Emperor Joker Deluxe Edition will be completely because we'll have it collected in the lead up to this actually, because I think it's like 160, 161, those issues. So yeah, I just don't like when they skip things, and this is jumping around quite a bit, but at least it's coming out, and none of this stuff was in the omnibus or in the big thick trade paperback, I don't think.
So
no. Some of it is in the trade paperback.
Go ahead, Jess.
So if I haven't read Our Worlds at War, so I really want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I read it without reading this? When it comes out in omnibus format?
This has the important appearances by the big villain.
Mm-hmm.
So you
I kind of do have to have this.
Yeah.
And we're expecting like an omnibus event like next year on Our Worlds at War.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to bring those 2009, 2008 trades that they did for Our Worlds at War, slap into 1 or 2 omnibuses, and then we can have an all fine day reading Our Worlds at War.
Okay, so I do need to get this. Okay, thank you. Okay.
I want to, let me see if I can answer. This is right after the Triangle years are over, Jean Remy.
The big villain for Jess is Joe.
Madureira.
He can't understand his anatomy.
I don't. I need a diagram for me.
This is Ed McGuinness art, so.
Good on DC, though, for getting more Superman Omnis. For years, we were asking for more.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Exactly right.
Let me know if you need. I can take the slideshow if you need to load something up.
I can. Yeah, I'll get that loaded in there. But anyways, we'll talk about the next book, and then I will whip up the thing.
All right, let me share my screen really quick.
As I'm about to bow and say bye.
Bye, Maddie.
I've reached my limit after being on Zoom all day and then here.
Bye, Maddie.
It was really fun.
Good to see you.
Always nice to see you.
Absolute Wildcats by Jim Lee is coming back to print. This is the 2025 edition. It's got the exact same content as before. Action Teams 1 through 13, Cyber Force, Wildcats X-Men. I'm going to say that again. Wildcats X-Men, #1, the Silver Age. Wildcats Adventures #1, and Wildcats #1 from 2000.
I mean, Peter would be in the throes of ecstasy if he were here. My God.
So
It's crazy that we're getting this back to print with Wildcats X-Men. I hope somebody's throwing a bone for something else later on. That would be great. The Wildcats from 2006, that's the Grant Morrison book that unfortunately never got finished. They just did, I think they did like 2 issues, maybe 1 or 2 issues.
They did 1 issue, and then that was it.
Yeah. That was so, but it's coming back to print for anybody that missed it. I hate that I own this book. It is not good at all, but it is a beautiful, beautiful art book. I remember my buddy Gio when I was on Omnibus. I was like, I don't know if I should get this guy. So Gio said, "Look, man, you're gonna get $100 art book. That's the way to look at that." And I said, damn it, I just needed that extra push to get me to buy this book. Not very much, but I took it. Yeah. So yeah, if you're a fan of this era, absolutely.
Was the first book, did it not have the X-Men crossover?
It did.
Oh, it did. Okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like the Golden Age and stuff. Oh my God, that Golden Age has beautiful artwork by Travis Charest. Like some of the most beautiful, beautiful X-Men and Wildcats art I've ever seen. All right, DC Finest, Green Lantern, Earth's other Green Lantern. Who's that guy on the cover?
Guy Gardner.
All right.
I don't recognize him without the bowl haircut.
Collecting the Flash 168, Green Lantern 40 to 61, Brave and the Bold 69. Jess, this is your era, right? John Broome and Gardner Fox?
Yeah. This is when I was reading it for sure. I don't know. I'm a fan of Silver Age Green Lantern and Silver Age Flash, those two especially. Highly readable, always very interesting. I know the Silver Age can be tough to read sometimes, but Green Lantern and Flash were both very readable and interesting. And
I disagree with that. I think Silver Age is great.
Well, that's why we're friends, Beau.
And coming out in the deluxe edition, not quite an absolute that I've been asking for years, but the Judas contract. Probably, I would say, regarded as the best New Teen Titans story by, of course, Wolfman and Perez. Collected New Teen Titans 3940, annual number 3, and Tales of the Teen Titans 41 through 44. 208 pages, $29.99. I've seen this collection a lot, and usually they fatten it up with other books.
Yeah. It is great. It is absolutely great. I don't know quite what it'd be like to read in isolation, because so much of it is, it's the culmination of the Terra storyline that's been going on for about a year.
It's fine.
I mean, that's how I read it when I originally got into it, Lars. Like right after I rewatched season 2 of the 2003 Teen Titans show, I was like 17 years old.
Yeah.
I went to my comic shop.
Throwing that in our face.
But I was oddly confused as to why, who are some of these characters.
You were confused. Oh, I thought you were doing I read it that way and it was great. Oh no, you were confused.
I was like,
but that's comics, right? It makes you want to go and read these other stories.
And that's how I got into it.
100%, Lars. That's how we were when we were kids. I couldn't afford all those back issues of X-Men. They
wait, Dom. So you were confused, and what happened next?
I looked up stuff on the internet.
Okay, we didn't have the internet when I was a kid.
Yeah, I was like, hey, this is who this person is. This is why Terra's doing this thing. So, I went through that, and it's weird. My version of Beast Boy, with the New 52, was red.
Oh.
But anyways, after this, Omar, let me get control back of the slideshow.
Yep,
absolutely. I have not seen that DM edition.
Yeah. I'm all over that DM version.
Omar is so buying this.
I am so buying this. I'm an idiot. I don't even like the story, but I have to have that direct market cover. That direct market version is limited to 1,993 copies.
I have to admit, I also want to get this.
It's morbid as fuck. I mean, who wants it?
It is quite morbid, isn't it?
So want this.
It looks like a prop from Nosferatu.
That is so ridiculous. It's $25 more, limited to 1,993. People are going to be trying to get this, pre-ordering it. What a great marketing scheme. I don't even like the story, and I'm like, I got to do it for the channel. That's how I justify it. It's going to be big. It's not going to fit. It's obviously not going to fit in your K-Lax. What did Lars call it? Kallax?
Next to the delays.
Yeah, it's not going to fit in there, man. This is going to have to go on your top shelf, maybe next to your nightstand. Yeah. Does this include the blood? I love it. All right, man, take it away.
All right, let me go ahead and take over because I got the weird. All right. Next up, we got Specter by John Ostrander and Tom Mandrick, Volume 1 for the Omni. This is $125, 800 pages, collecting Specter 1 through 31, number 0, and material from Who's Who, the definitive directory of the DC Universe 21.
I'm very excited for this. I love this run so much. I have it in custom Omnis. The run was not fully collected in trade paperback, and we'll need 2 of them to complete the run. Tom Mandrake, man, guy, and John Ostrander, legends. It's great, good stuff, man. Good Specter stuff.
This and Birds of Prey and Secret Six all tell me that DC is completely getting serious now.
Yeah,
these are hold my beer, man.
Yeah, these are books that were great and way out of print and hard to find and not collected properly. And
one thing I wish I had done that Peter and I did was get with Dom ahead of time to find out where these ranked on our most wanted video that we did when people voted, because we're going to do the same thing this year. And again, I'm going to send it over to DC. but I was curious where all these books ranked, and I wish I had thought of that ahead of time, but maybe next time. All right, Dom.
Well,
Way up there.
Next up, we got Tom King and Greg Smallwood's Human Target, the deluxe edition, one of the most gorgeous books I think I have ever read in the last 3 years. This is the Black Label series following Christopher Chance, Tora, and Guy Gardner. 392 pages, $49.99, collecting the 12-issue limited series.
Along with something epic, excuse me, just a sec. Along with something epic, Human Target was in my top 5 for last year's when I read it. I only got to read. Yeah, thank you, Freddie. I've got the standard hardcovers, so you could get the deluxe. This is not only fabulously drawn, but Tom King has just like Tom Taylor does, has a way with B and C list characters and making them outstandingly interesting. This is a great book.
And it's also a bizarre book. I mean, you're right. It is great,
Thank
but
you, Matt.
thank God it's Tom King's books are basically
No,
stories.
Sweet Mimosa, just do what I do with any Tom King book. Throw everything you know about the characters away.
Yep.
And you'll enjoy it.
Well, okay. Clearly, this is not in continuity because
no. But I feel like that's kind of the way that Tom King writes a lot of DC. And
It's a Black Label book, I don't.
No.
It's purposely not in continuity. I feel the same about the much beloved Hawkeye by Matt Fraction. If I throw everything away about Clinton Barton that I know, then I
if this were in continuity, it would break the JLI. But because it's not in continuity, then no, it's fascinating and bizarre and weird, and delightful, and he does. And the chemistry between the characters is great, and even the character between Ted Cord and Ice Maiden is really superb. So yeah,
Jess, I need you to buy this book, this deluxe edition, so they can
get an absolute.
Yes.
So it gets an absolute, yeah. Well, that's what I did with Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. So I sacrificed there. So I might as well do that for this so we can get the absolute.
And we got to get that. Omega Man, Sheriff of Babylon.
I think Omega Man has that ship sailed. I think they moved on to his most popular titles.
Yeah, I did like Omega Man. I have Omega Man.
Yeah, I actually like that one. Again,
I'm a
Rayner fan, but like if I forget everything I love about Kyle Rayner, it's an enjoyable book. Let's go to the next one because that's
Warlord by Mike Grell Omnibus coming out on the 25th of November, 1040 pages, $75. Warlord 1 through 50, Amazing World of DC Comics 12, and first issue special 8 are all in here.
I'm intrigued.
There's no way that book is $75. Go.
Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Pages? What?
Pre-order it on Amazon right now because it is.
Yeah.
Most wanted.
Price has to be wrong with 50 issues. That page count could be correct. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that, James. Number 11.
I know this is going to make Larry from Larry's Library very happy.
Annoyingly, by the way, so I pre-ordered the The Changing Man Omnibus on Amazon when it was half price. And I was like, great, awesome, lock it in. And then they dropped it down to $125 and didn't recalibrate my discount. So,
Lars.
And now my pre-order on Amazon is actually more expensive than in-stock trades.
With 50 issues, there might be missing a 1 from that.
Well, the other thing too with the price drop is that they cut the page count by 500 pages.
Oh no, I get it. It's just that they didn't change the price. So yeah,
Lars is mad they did not honor his already mistakenly.
I think I did the same thing, Lars. I better go check.
Yeah. You'll find that buying it from in stock now will probably be like $10 cheaper.
The stuff somebody was asking, how is this compared to his Green Arrow? Green Arrow is a lot different. This is more like sword and sorcery, but set like in modern time. It's a guy it's a man taken out of his world and put into the sword and sorcery type of world. But he's like a survivor. He's in the military. It's so badass and so good. There's some early Rob Liefeld stuff too. Not in this omnibus, but I think it'll be in the next one. And I know Mike Grell is super excited.
I read this run at my comic shop because a lot of people they sell single issues over, and this always ended up in our $2 bin at the shop. So I somehow was able to read like issues 1 through 30 off of those $2 issues.
Yeah, it was, it's a very different genre from DC Comics usually. And so I remember it being on the stands. It was always that series I never read because it was a different genre. I didn't read Conan either. I mean, I would, again, flip through them in the grocery store very dutifully. But yeah, you have to be into Sword and Sorcery, and I wasn't at the time. Well, Mike Krelza was great.
Thank goodness you got into it immediately.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let's keep on trucking so we can wrap
All right,
up.
we got to keep on trucking. We're almost done with the slideshow. We got DC Finest Superman, The Invisible Luthor. This is going to be the DC Finest right after the first superhero Superman. 600 pages, $39.99.
Look at that creative team: Jerry Siegel, Joe Shuster, and Paul Cassidy.
Next up, we got Wonder Woman, introducing Wonder Woman, 528 pages. It's going to collect the first 4 issues of Wonder Woman, Sensation Comics 1 through 18, All-Star Comics number 8, and Comic Cavalcade 1 through 2.
That is crazy that they're still cranking these out. I'm
Yeah,
sure
that's
Peter
the
is going
very
to be-
beginning. Yeah.
Peter's going to be super excited for that one.
This is great. A Golden Age Wonder Woman is much more enjoyable than Silver Age Wonder Woman. That is my opinion.
Really? Oh, you didn't like the, what was it? The I Ching era? That era?
Diana Prince Spy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like-
by Dennis O'Neil. It's not.
Oh boy. And I'm not really that big of a fan of the first two Silver Age Wonder Woman omnis with Steve Trevor acting like Lois Lane, constantly trying to trap or trick Diana into marrying him. It's
It is very weird.
every issue. It's very odd. Yeah, she does get tied up a lot, Doug. That's the whole point.
All right, let's keep going.
Next up, we got Doom Patrol by Keith Giffen and Matthew Clark Omnibus, 848 pages, $125, collecting Doom Patrol 2009 issues 1 through 22, and Jeff Johns Teen Titans issues. You got the Infinite Crisis crossover in issue 32, and then the Doom Patrol arc where he sets up the new status quo in 34 to 37, Brave and the Bold number 8, Secret 6, 3 through 4, and 30, 52 Aftermath of 4 Horsemen 1 through 6, and DC Comics Presents number 5.
So this one, wow, another Doom Patrol collection I did not see coming.
Well, actually, yeah. Well, this will almost nearly, I think I'm right in saying, collect the entire run of Doom Patrol ever, except that they did skip the John Arcudi era.
Yeah, there is no John Arcudi era.
John Arcudi.
And then I guess what's his name? My Chemical Romance. Like
Well, that there is a deluxe.
Okay.
Well, yeah, but everything else is an oversized. Like we've got Silver Age, we've got we got Morrison.
Yeah,
Pollard,
they could blow up Gerard Way a little bit.
It makes me really happy that this also includes Matthew Clark on the title, because that guy has been around, well over 30 years drawing comics and has never had his due. I don't hear enough people talk about him. I loved his stuff in Teen Titans and Outsiders, Superman, Batman. He's a great artist, but nobody ever talks about him. And to see his name on an omnibus, I'm sure he is smiling about that. That is really cool.
It seemed to be a real passion project of Keith Giffen's. Keith Giffen said, I think it gave an interview saying he had waited forever to write Doom Patrol. Now it gets canceled a bit on the early side, which is a shame. But no, it's really weird and delightful.
So sell me on it. I've never read it, and I want to buy it.
Well, are you into Doom Patrol at all? Or
I love Doom Patrol, but I did not like John Byrne's Doom Patrol.
Oh well, no.
No one likes
that's crap.
Okay.
Yeah,
Chris Claremont liked it.
Well, yay for that. I mean, this is the same delightfully strange Doom Patrol that you're used to. It's sort of the classic lineup because it's Cliff, Rita, and Larry, but there's a bit of a twist with Rita as to why and how she's back. They're currently operating out of a place called Oolong Island, which was introduced in 52. They've made that their base of operations, and it's Giffen. It's Giffen's love letter to the Doom Patrol, basically. And it's Keith Giffen, so obviously it's bizarre.
Okay.
Yeah,
getting it.
And you're right, Matthew Clark drawing all or nearly all of this really helps give it some consistency.
I agree.
All right, let's go ahead.
All right, let's talk about the compendium that I think some people have been up in arms over for the last couple of weeks, and that is none other than Compendium 1 Rebirth for Green Lantern, 1,536 pages, $59.99, collecting Green Lantern issues 1 through 17, Rebirth 1 through 6, Secret Files 2005 number 1, Rann-Thanagar War, which is an Infinite Crisis crossover, issues 1 through 6, Green Lantern Corps 1 through 6, Green Lantern Corps Recharge, Guy Gardner Collateral Damage 1 through 2, never before been collected, Iron Guardian of the Universe 1 through 12, and the Infinite Crisis special to Rann-Thanagar War number 1.
So what's in this that's not in the Omnis?
A lot.
Iron Guardian of the Universe, Rann-Thanagar War, Guy Gardner Collateral Damage, and then the Rann-Thanagar War Infinite Crisis special, because they were not written with Jeff Johns.
Well, the Rann-Thanagar stuff has been collected in the Crisis, Infinite Crisis.
The Infinite Crisis Omnibus, yeah.
Ion had a trade paperback, two trades, and then I think they made one fat trade.
Correct.
But it's never been collected in omnibus format, and it should have been because he plays an important part later on in the Sinestro
Corps War, yeah.
Well, if they weren't written by Jeff Johns, then I utterly and completely understand why they were left out of the omnibus.
Yeah, I actually have to incline and agree with Lars here, because honestly, like, I appreciate that they include a lot of the supplemental material, but to like get your full enjoyment of the run, you don't need to read all of those issues.
No, the bigger question, weirdly, is should they have included it here? I mean, maybe the argument can be made that they shouldn't have.
Do you need this if you have the omnibus, the Green Lantern omnibus?
No, not at all.
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes because I don't like agreeing with people. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I also don't think so. I mean, Ion is a good series. I really liked it. I think it's Ron Mars returning back to the character that he created with Daryl Banks. I think it's not Daryl Banks on art. I can't remember the artist. It's same guy that did the Low book. Isn't it Tuccini? Tuccini did the art on that book.
Tuccini, yeah.
But it's got a really good setup for why something happens to Kyle Rayner in the Sinestro Corps War. But that's about it. And that can be found in trade paperback, and this is already trade paperback size, so it's up to you whether you want to spend your money or not. I mean, I really don't think I don't think it's necessary. Honestly, Rann-Thanagar is the big surprise. What the hell is that?
Yeah, I know. Like, they managed to somehow include the Dave Gibbons, Ivan Reyes book in here just for whatever reason. It really doesn't have any bearing. As
like, there are
Ivan Reyes drew it cool.
Part of that war, but it doesn't make any sense to add that in here.
It doesn't, no.
Guy Gardner's Collateral Damage. I'm glad that that's in here. It's never been collected, so that makes me happy. But yeah,
it also makes me wonder too, like, are some of those Sinestro Corps War one-shots that aren't either in the omnibus or the absolute or the trade paperback that collects the entire event, are they going to be collected in the next compendium when that comes out, whenever they decide to publish it?
I guess we'll find out, because those were never published fully between the Peter Tomasi and Jeff Johns omnibus.
So yeah, this is
a luxury item. What does necessary mean?
No, that's true.
All right, let's keep going for some good old reprints.
All right,
third print.
My God.
Yeah, there is the
retcon
to year 2, Omar's favorite Batman story.
The inferior Batman year 2 story.
This is a great book.
Yeah,
loved this book. Loved collecting the issues at the newsstand.
Long time coming, and they've gone at $100 rather than 125, so that's appreciated. Yeah,
and I will probably be doing an overview for this for the channel sometime next year.
2026 edition.
I can't believe, 20. That's crazy to say.
It's a good story. Again, this is the 3rd or 4th printing of it, but it's a great story.
Yeah, but it hasn't been in print for a while. I think it's going for bigger prices.
It's had more printings than both the Dark Victory and Haunted Night.
It's only one of the 5 most famous Batman stories.
Yeah,
ever,
they print.
Sure. No, completely agree.
The other books. Let's keep going.
We got the Compendium of Justice League Dark, collecting everything that was in the New 52 Omnibus.
Holy crap! They're for 1,624 pages for a compendium. Are you out of your goddamn mind? That spine is going to come cracked. There's no way that they can put that many pages on a trade paperback.
Don't get
okay. That's the first time I've seen the page count. Like most of the time, I'm like, that's going to be okay. That's going to be cool. Those spines are going to come pre-cracked from the freaking factory, dude.
Omar's like, I see Green Lantern. I'm like, oh, it'll be fine. It's only 1,500 pages. But if you add 100,
yeah, now we're doing 1,600, dude. That's a little too crazy. That's
get the Omnibus instead. Oh God.
I mean, I don't know unless they discovered some kind of new technology that will keep it. And they've done a hell of a job. You know, I've had two of the most recent compendiums crack on me. One of them was by Image, and the other one was the JSA, which is a shame because I love that book. So if you are a reader, prepare to get that spine cracked.
Here's a question. Oh, here's a good question from Derek.
Good material, though.
What edition has the most extras for Loeb Cell Batman material? Absolute Deluxe or Omnibus format?
I would go with Deluxe because the Luxes were the last thing they worked on. So I'd go Deluxe editions. The reprint of the Absolute Long Halloween is the exact same page count.
The spines are going to be made out of magic so that they will hold up for you guys.
Man, all right.
Real quick here, World's Finest Silver Age Omnibus Volume 2.
Yes!
Edition.
Your generation has not been forgotten, my friend.
Yeah, baby. Superman and Batman and Robin together. Goofy stories. Whoa, this is great stuff. Love this stuff.
It's a good price for this. Again, prices are always subject to change, but that placeholder price is pretty good for this.
Pretty
good.
That is.
Omnibus.
These are a lot of fun.
It's a great cover, too. Next up, we got DC Finest Doom Patrol coming out.
Spoiler, for God's sake.
13th of January, showcase 94.
Wait, did you do that, Dom? Or
Yeah, I did this. Yes.
Because it's in the title. It's
Why didn't you do that for Absolute Step of Superman?
Oh, I get. You know,
it's
you
one of
see the
most
tombstone. You know what it is. I can cover this because it's easy to take it out.
That's
Awesome.
my
I
dude.
wish they released it like this.
I mean, it's one of the most infamous Doom Patrol stories ever. And
Yeah.
it came
And you
out
got
when-
people guessing Marriage of the Doom
it
Patrol.
came out when
Right, they're
Lyndon
getting married.
This came out when Lyndon Johnson was president. Obviously, we can't spoil it. God.
I wish this was released like this.
The
This is so great.
I'm so sorry.
This may be your best work yet, Dom.
Thank you. I'll take my leave. I forgot to do it on Death of Superman, but this one I remember to do it.
Yeah, you totally spoiled that for Omnibo. He's
Don't
like,
let
"Damn,
them-
I saved it. You know,
I'm gonna have to head off, guys.
doesn't know what this is. So there you go. The ISBN's there. So if you want to buy it, check it out.
Don't let the
I'm
fact
gonna have
that
to
they
head
look
off,
like.
guys.
Do not let the fact that they look like ghosts
Was that
influence your
Omnibo?
thinking on this at all.
I'm going to have to head off. I've only had a 3-hour time limit. I apologize for not contributing that much today. I suck on the DCs. Get me on a Marvel. You'll see a completely different Omnibo.
just love to hear you say DC though. All right, man, I'll remember that.
We love you,
Thanks,
bro.
guys.
Good to see you, Omnibo.
Good, buddy.
Peace and love. Peace and love.
All right, Dom, let's keep going before we
Oh,
lose
my
somebody else.
All right. After the spoiler of Doom Patrol, next up we got JLA The Nail,
Oh,
Complete
yeah, that's
Deluxe
really good.
Edition, 2026 edition, JLA The Nail, and another nail.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you want Alan Davis's Elseworld story, you can now get this in a deluxe edition again.
This
Yeah,
is
it's been printed before. It's really good.
It's
really
I already have it. It's super. Yeah.
Next,
Next up, we got Promethea Book 2 Absolutes.
Oh,
320
nice.
pages. Yeah, $100. Promethea 13 to 24.
if you've never read it, it is so good. Easy to get into because it's not dialogue heavy, but so hard to understand later on. It is such a blast. It's such a blast. It definitely requires many read-throughs, and it's so good.
Yeah. This one probably justifies the absolute format. Because it's J.H. Williams'
J.H.
art.
Williams,
It's outstanding.
Nick Gray inks too.
When my budget gets tight, because they're putting out so much, my budget that I have the deluxe editions, so I'll probably stick with those. But this probably warrants the bigger format. Yeah.
You don't have the absolutes?
No, I have the deluxes, and often that's good enough.
Okay.
I remember when it was a big deal that viewer sent a complete set of these to you, Omar, a couple of years ago.
Yeah. This was my because I was waiting on the Immateria collection, which still hurts my heart to say.
Those were out of print back in 2015 and 16. So
and going for $900. It was the Wild West out there. I don't know how long people have been collecting, but back when Jess and I were getting these books, and we had a secret hush hush channel or a Facebook group, now it's kind of insane and kind of expected. Like, people come in, they're like, when is it going to be reprinted? There was a time when it was like, I'm never going to be able to find this book ever unless somebody, out of the kindness of their hearts, Strumbo gifted it to me, man. And we made a trade. I sent him my deluxe editions, and he sent me his absolute editions, and it was completely like one of the most amazing things that somebody has done for me. They didn't have to do it, but they completely did, and it's just cool.
It was.
I'll never forget that.
Yeah, it's a big, generous gift. Very generous. That was a great thing that he did for you.
But yeah, you're right. The Promethea, as great as it is, it does devolve at points into like, let me explain tarot to you.
It starts off with like, girl turns into superhero girl, but let me explain what magic is to Alan Moore.
Yes.
Yeah. Dude, I was in for the ride. I'm like, tell me more, Alan Moore, about.
Oh no, I bought all of it. Sure, yeah, absolutely.
All right, Dom, take us to the
next.
Right,
we're in the home stretch. We only got like 3 or 4 of these left
this
to go.
is the entire saga, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, this is all of Grant Morrison's Invincible.
So I get. Well, now again, it's a 1,536 pages. Oh Lord, the binding on that. But
this is gonna be fine. It's not ridiculous.
But again, if you're the sort of person who wants to read Invisibles beginning to end, you only want to spend $60 retail, then this is for you. I would think this would sell pretty well. And again, interesting. Yeah, this is Vertigo, not the Black Label one. Yeah.
Dom and I are going to have a Grant Morrison show, and we will be telling you where this ranks on the understandability.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to spoil anything, but it's a little harder to understand than Klaus.
Well, much like a Tom Stoppard play, you do not read this to understand every single line in there. I mean, forget that.
God, the next book is amazing. I forgot this was
Wait, back up. I'm not done talking about Invisible.
Oh my God. I'm timing you. You got 10 seconds.
I was interviewing Grant Morrison one time, and
you just had to drop some names.
Yeah, because someone in the feed was asking about where does this rank it for Morrison? Well, this is like Morrison's magnum opus, really. And Grant told me that he's like, well, in a way, this is autobiographical. I'm like, what do you mean it's autobiographical?
Oh, I believe that.
He said, well, not that I've run around blowing up, government installations, but I have been up on a mountain on drugs screaming, I worship a god with an elephant head. I'm like, okay. So yeah, you get the impression that Grant, put up with all the other superhero stuff to get to write this. Yeah.
I actually
that's about right.
Road to filth. Yeah.
All right.
This is the book that I'm super excited for to round out the Young Justice collection. That is Omnibus Volume 2 of Peter David's fantastic Young Justice run. 1,200 pages, $125. Young Justice 20 to 55. Robin 101. Secret Superboy 91.99. Impulse 78.85. Secret Origins and Files of the DC Universe 2000 #1. Our World's at War for Young Justice, along with JLA JSA Secret Files #1. And Graduation Day 1 through 3, which will actually lead you right into Jeff Johns' Teen Titans run.
And Outsiders, because remember the other group goes that way.
That's right. Yeah, they separate.
So this is a combination. Like Graduation Day is nothing like Peter David's run on Young Justice. Graduation Day is combining both teams of the Teen Titans or no, they were just the Titans at the time, I think, and Young Justice, and saying, okay, let's get rid of some of these characters, and some characters die, only to come back later, and then some characters stay dead and have not returned since then. But oh my gosh, absolutely, and I'm so glad they included Graduation Day. That makes me so damn happy.
You're so happy that 3-issue series.
Yes, I'm a completist. I am a completist, and that's the way I have it mapped in my custom set, and that's the way I think it should be read. Because then,
Lars, can you go on one of your spiels about the non-creator section?
Well, non-creator. Well,
yeah, for the creator.
Yeah, Lars, go on.
By creator books, yeah.
Well, yeah, in a way, yeah, it's odd that they've decided to call this Young Justice because it really is Young Justice by Peter David and Todd, isn't it? But yeah.
Anything else?
I'm saying no. I don't know what you want from me.
It's called Young Justice Omnibus Volume 2.
Sure, we'll go. Yeah, go. No, good. Sure. Yeah.
It gets the large seal of approval.
Of course it does. No,
Okay.
I think
98% of this Omni is really good.
I know. I think scrubbing volume numbers is more confusing than anything else because going back to those Birds of Prey, I have all the Birds of Prey soft covers, but yeah, I mean, it's right, it's just a bunch of titles and you have to stop and go, well, wait, what order does this go in? Just put them
in. Yeah, that was a really weird collection era. Put the whole Superboy series in this, you coward.
Wow.
I mean, wow, the Tom Grumet stuff, the Ron Moore stuff. Yeah, that would be
Arya coming at you hard.
I don't know. Are you talking to me or Lars? Who are you talking to, Lars?
I think you, Omar.
I ain't got time.
I mean, this is Peter David and Todd Nock. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Nuok. Of course, it's good. This is almost a response, from Peter to the criticism back in the day that like everything he wrote was so edgy because he was writing Incredible Hulk and it was edgy, and he was writing Aquaman and it was edgy. He was writing all this stuff, and I think it was just a pure fun book. For the
it was definitely
this is the definition of like candid. Like if you want a fun candid team book, this is the book for you.
Yeah, it's like what they're doing nowadays with Super Sons. But no, it's very good.
The next book, I'm going to give you a hint, Jess, is where this character peaked.
Oh,
go ahead, Dom.
Mad Love. There we go.
Right.
You got Mad Love Deluxe Edition, collecting, of course, the one shot, 144 pages, $29.99. Mad Love one in here. You know what this is.
I just found my graded copy of this.
Yep.
I'm going to put it up on display.
You have a graded copy?
I do. I have a 9.6.
That's pretty impressive, I'll say.
It was my copy, and I got it graded. I was disappointed it wasn't 9.8, but happy to. Now I can display it with my other Harley stuff.
What's the grading scale? What's a 9.6 called? Like, what are those called?
You mean like
Google
on a very fine near mint scale? I would think 96, 98 is near mint, and I would think 9.6 is probably VF / near mint.
NM plus, near mint plus.
So 9.8.
What? 9.8 is near mint plus?
9.8 is near mint mint. 9.6 is near mint plus.
Okay.
None of that makes any sense.
It makes no sense, but that's what the site is telling me. So.
Oh, thank you. Wow, you pulled that up quickly. Nice.
All right, what do we got?
And last but not least, to round out, there's two more.
For you,
Wonder Woman Silver Age Omni Volume 3, 7.
Jess, you were just talking about this book.
I'm gonna have to overview this too. This is gonna break me.
It's worth it, man.
Look at throwing Cheetah by the tail.
Hey, Wonder Woman can throw me, man.
Is there a Gotham Underground Deluxe Edition?
I did not see it in the catalog. Unless I must have missed it.
Oh, yeah, Jess. I've got my copy signed by Bruce. Look at Honda DeLorean one-upping you, man.
Oh, Honda. Nicely done.
Let me...
Signed by Bruce Timm.
That is nice.
I've got a topless Polaroid picture of Paul Dini on my copy of Mad Love.
What a weird
Y'all
poll.
top that. That lasso looks like a raw steak.
Have you read that sort of?
Sort of does.
Have you read that sort of autobiographical comic that Denis did, where he was kind of, mutilating himself with a statue?
Number 358. Wow, how many? We had like 600. Goodness.
Wait, what was that? Number 358.
All right, Dom, take us to the next book.
All right. Last but not least, Batman.
Oh, okay.
Legend of the Dark Knight. 1 through 5 from Batman, Detective,
Oh, nice.
27 to 52. So look at that. They started off
Volume
with
1.
post-Crisis Batman and just before Crisis hit Batman. And now they're going back to the beginning of I appreciate that they hit that sweet spot instead of saying, we're going to start from the beginning with the Dark Knight. And that is really, really appreciated.
What were the compact books that were announced, Dom?
Okay, let me see if I can pull up a list of that. Because the problem with the compacts is that a lot of them were already announced by DC, and I tried to put stuff in here that people we aren't part of solicits or people haven't covered them yet. A lot of the ones that were not okay, you know what? I'll just pull it up because
Sure.
I don't. Give me 1 second.
Absolutely. I am going to ask this question while Dom's pulling up. What is the one book you're most excited for? Panel and chat.
That one.
Which one? Jess, what is it? That one?
Gravestone, Death of Superman.
Shut up. Are you serious? You can't be serious. Everybody watching, what's the number one book you're most excited for?
I'll have to see.
You already forgot. Jess already
forgot. I can't decide between Birds of Prey and the second Secret Six.
You can only pick one, Jess.
And Jonah Hex. Okay.
You can only pick one, Jess.
Jonah Hex.
Really?
Yeah.
So sexist. Of course you. I don't need any women writing my funny books.
Oh, God.
Good choice, man. I'm also excited about that one. That's a great book. I think we'll have every single.
Yeah, it should be really good.
This is such a good catalog right here.
I agree.
Lars, what's yours, buddy?
Well, because I support women, Birds of Prey by Gail Simone.
The blurb on the back.
Bastard.
No, but in all seriousness, and I mean, and this is another series that
this is a good question. Where is Hitman? Wasn't there a Hitman Volume 2 that got?
It wasn't. There was, but it's. I looked in there. I'm searching it up. I'm typing.
Pull it out of the catalog.
I'm typing it. Oh, there it is. Oh, shit.
Here, just share your screen. And we
I'm
can
gonna share my screen. Let's talk about it real quick.
Okay. Then we can come back to this. Greg Land also supports women.
as the feed is pointing out, there is a shocking lack of Legion of Superheroes. I mean, this is a lot, and we're very grateful for it. But
you're getting a reprint of 5 years later, though, right?
And that's excellent. But I already own it. There we go.
Anyways,
maximize it, Dom.
When's this coming out?
Coming out on the 2nd of December. Hitman 34 through 60. Lobo, Hitman, that's stupid. Number 1, Superman 80-page giant number 1, Justice League Hitman 1 through 2, Convergence Harley Quinn number 2, All-Star Section 8 1 through 6, Six Pack and Dog Welder, Hard Traveling Heroes 1 through 6, and DC The Doomed and the Doomed number 1.
I'm in, man. I love that series. I'm so glad they're gonna wrap it up. That's awesome. I don't know if it's the one I'm most excited for, but that's a really good book, man. I love that ending too. That ending is so good. Dom, what about you, my friend? What are you most excited
for?
You
know what? Just like Lars, I want to support women. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna throw a curveball. Yeah, I think Tamaki's Detective is gonna be
that one.
Fun. Yeah, because in the case of we've never had Dan Mora in deluxe edition, oversized at DC. So just having that opportunity to get his fabulous art in oversized form is going to be a really, really great thing for me, at least. It's not like a run that I think is one of the more underappreciated. Like, I really do love the first, half of the run that Mora draws. That and Birds of Prey, I think, are going to be my top two and also, Specter.
No, they haven't done only one choice. What do you got?
This one. Sorry, my mind. Hey, we have like 15 books here that I want. Like at least
but we got decisions to make, man.
Okay, I'll go with Tamaki Detective. I will vouch for that run. It's one of my favorite detective runs of the last. I mean, every single detective run, it feels like for the last 9 years has been a favorite of mine. But I really do love Tamaki's Detective, and I'm very excited for it to get into omnibus format.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and choose Omnibus, BJ's, and Maddie since they can't join us. Maddie's is gonna go with Batman, Justice Buster, Joker, and Superman Meshi box set. BJ, I think I know my buddy BJ well enough to say that he's probably going to say the milestone of Static, Shock or Static, sorry, as his choice. Omnibus is kind of a wild card. He got really excited about a couple of these.
Triangle, I think Triangle Year is Omni too.
Yeah, he was really excited. I'm gonna say that's a good one, Dom. Good listening skills, my friend. So this is Omnibus choice right here.
There you go.
Now for me,
Authority Volume 2.
I am going. Authority is huge. I like that one. I love Secret 6 too. But
he's gonna say no. He's gonna choose Death of Superman.
I'm gonna go with Warlord. I have been wanting Warlord since I was a kid. I used to have all these issues. I love Conan the Barbarian, and it's good to see Mike Grell's name on another Omni. So very, very excited for this one. And look at that, James with this knowledge. James, where did Warlord? Oh no, he already answered that. Will Omar pick? No, I did not pick year 3.
You didn't pick year 3, surprisingly.
It was not an absolute year 2.
We didn't go over them because the last time that we did this, I held everybody in because I thought when Omar said everything, he meant everything. So we stayed on for like 4.5 hours, and I did not want that.
That was a long stream.
We kept Peter from his D&D game for like 2.5 hours, man. Like, that's how bad it got.
Oh, I hate that. That sucks. Yeah. Okay, so let's see here. I'm gonna go through the chat really quick before we.
What are your guys' top picks?
All right, I remember Bill Owens was the first one to answer. Warlord, Specter, Omni, DC Finest is killing it.
Yeah, they are.
Warlord, Batman Demon Trilogy, Absolute Death of Gene DeWolf. What are you smoking? Sandman and Warlord, a bunch. And what do we got here? What do we got here? Batman Truman, Sandman, Specter, Omni, Batman, Tom King. There we go. King, Omni, Atari Force. I don't think people are paying attention. Birds of Prey and Human Target. So it looks like the Trinity era are getting 3 DC Finest book a year.
That's a pretty healthy thing to have.
That's going to be a while before you collect all that, man. DC Finest Warlord, Specter, Ostrander, Mandrake, Absolute Death of Superman. I just pre-ordered it. Which one? I'm on which version? Green Lantern Compendium. Warlord, Young Justice 2, Sandman Mystery Theater 2, Batman by Tom King, Batman by Tamaki. If I see Batman, I'll buy it. Birds of Prey. Number 1 pick is Specter by Ostrander. Number 1 pass is Superman Triangle Years 2. That should burn it out. Wow.
Wow. If you just want those years, you're going to get it. That's the nice part about it.
Burn it out. I feel like you were standing in the, what's it called? The, trying to get your license renewed. Demon Trilogy reprint, Swamp Thing Deluxe. Jaime Reyes Volume 3, Birds of Prey, Young Justice 2, Peter David Supergirl, Mystery Theater. I don't like John Byrne as a person at all, but I'm buying that Wonder Woman by Byrne. Would mean getting Wonder Woman Omnis, and that would be cool, but this besides the reason. Lantern by Venditti.
Okay.
Finest Horror, Snyder JLA 2 or Justice League 2. We're Hitman on the catalog. My number 1 book I'm most excited for is the Specter. Jonah Hex is dope too, though. Batman Demon Trilogy, Supergirl, Horror, War, Specter, DC Finest. Jonah Hex, Specter, Omni, Pass on the whole catalog, DJ. I think mine might be the Superman, Dan Jurgens, Soups. All the DC Finest are cool. This catalog blows Marvel away. Somebody is telling people to go to hell, and the
Yeah.
other guy's blowing them away. Give us more Legion trades, DC. It's time.
Well,
Triangle
yeah.
Era Volume 2.
This whole entire chat is in Our Worlds at War
Ready.
Prelude Omnibus Volume 1.
Birds of Prey, Young Justice, Superman Triangle 2, Superman 1, Our Worlds at War, Golden Age of DC collecting. No Deathstroke, Terminator, Omni. Give it some time. Give it some time, man. Specter by Ostrander. So much Peter David love. I love it, man.
Yeah.
When is the DC next? What's the next DC finest, Dom?
It's coming on. Yeah, it's coming out in June, right? The second JSA, like from the All Star comics back in the 40s.
The Supergirl Horror War Specter Post Zero Legion Omni would be cool. Must vote for Legion Superheroes. Loved Hitman when I was a teen. I love it. I don't. Warren, what the?
Why do you even tune in, Warren?
Wow, just skip Tom King's Batman. Not a fan after all. Ow.
I've got it in deluxe. I've got it in deluxe. I don't need the
God, I just bought the trade for Section 8. Yeah, but the deluxe doesn't have it.
Section 8's great.
I do agree with that.
Doomed and the Dang. I can't wait for the Convergence Harley Quinn 2.
It's an important issue.
Let's see. Got to choose 2 Supergirl, Peter David, and Triangle Years. Hard to choose one.
Good pick, Logan Wade.
Just missing the 1 million issues of Hitman. It's not in the. Oh, I'm sure that will be added. No shit. Warlord stays that way. Either bump in price or decrease in price. The pages. Correct.
I think you misread that, but yeah.
Are you talking to me, Lars?
Oh.
Yeah. Were you talking to me, Lars? Were you talking to me? I don't misread anything on my channel. Don't you ever correct me again, Lars. Omar's right is all I ever want to hear. Warlord should have been my.
And I was licking the back of Edwin's head. It was very disturbing.
Asking for David Supergirl, not a fan either. Wow, Mr. Tex is just full of thoughts today. Thank you, Bruce, for the super chat. Hitman and Birds of Prey are both #1 for myself. Also, cannot believe I'm going to buy Death of Superman. And yes, we're all in this together, man.
You do hit that threshold where you're like, I can't believe I am buying this in the 4th or 5th format. Yeah.
Yes. Omar always means to mess up, Lars. Come on. Yeah, I do it on purpose, dude. It gets me views. March needs reading specs, as do we after reading all these books. I think I do. DC cooked this catalog. I think I want 90. Wow, 90%.
I can't with him. There's an awful lot.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Like $3,000, man.
This is, this to me and the previous catalog feels like DC is catching up, right?
Yeah.
It's not like, compared to Marvel, Marvel has been releasing heavy hit after heavy hit for years. And DC, for a while, just go back and look in 2020 and 2021, all these channels were like, DC is going to stop publishing comics. DC is not going to publish comics. And look where we are now.
Yeah.
Look where we are now. Look at all these freaking awesome books we've been waiting for. It is their time now to catch up, and they're killing it. I can't wait to hold some of these books in my hand and do overviews of them, reread them again. Omar has not 1 but 2 Death of Superman releases. There's a compendium, right? My God, Gio, I'm so sorry. This like of Aquaman books.
Manga Geekdom.
Yeah.
Do we really need mid-2000s Aquaman in omnibus format, though? Like, let's be honest.
I'm Silver Age.
I want Dan Abnett and Omni and Jeff Parker in deluxe, please, DC.
Yeah.
Please don't take that against me.
No,
Aquaman and the
not
are swimming in the same pool of no cells, low to no cells. So I think that might be the problem.
Hey, we got Super Friends Aquaman, though.
Oh yes, that's exactly what Gio was asking about.
By the way, I don't know if you've seen they put out a Silver Age action figure of Aquaman and Aqualad and a seahorse, which is just about the most homoerotic thing you've ever seen. I mean,
only if you choose to see it that way.
You can't not see it. I promise you.
This is what you should have gotten.
Oh no, that's not it, but that's good too. Who destroys?
I was busy eating, and cleaning up after dinner. Any Batman Beyond news? No.
Kane. Good to see you, Kane.
No, none of that. All right, gentlemen. 3.5 hours. Thank you all so much for joining us. This was a
Thank you for
lot
having
of
us.
fun. These are the last guys standing, man. Everybody else,
Yeah.
BJ's got
okay.
a baby.
Let-
Omnibus had to go back to work, and Maddie had to go and I think play more Suikoden. So otherwise,
Let's agree that
Eat
DC has
pizza.
come roaring back to life. They're doing great. This is going to cost us all a lot of money. You do wish their marketing department could get it together and, like, really space out announcements more, really generate some excitement, generate some heat. Instead of it, we have to learn about it drizzling out suddenly on the distributor's website.
you mean getting a guy in a suit to announce these books?
Yes, that would be a great idea. Yes.
I know a guy.
You
I
do.
know.
Okay.
Listen,
All right.
I know
Please
some
recommend a
schools.
guy to them. It's like, no.
Yeah.
They
I have been recommending that
I know.
for several years now, and
Progress
I have been told we're looking into it also for several years, and maybe one day. Look, here's the thing: I love DC. I want people to get excited about these books, and their marketing. I will say their marketing is killing it on those DC compact books. And I think that's where all the marketing money went. They're putting it on like wrestling TV shows. They're giving away those stands where your DC compact books can fit to the book, the book side of things. Like, it's not for direct market. Unfortunately, they have to pay for it, but it's really cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool to that they are stepping up their game, and they're
I would agree
we're
with
gonna
that.
sleep at the wheel. And honestly, it wasn't their fault, right? They lost 40% of their workforce. You're not going to be able to get these things. We were lucky to get a lot of those collections when they did, and now it seems like they got a lot of people in there that are big fans of these collected editions, and they're trying to get this stuff out. A lot of things I didn't see coming. Honestly, I did not see like that Detective Comics by Mariko Tamaki. I definitely didn't see Warlord coming or another Triangle Years era so fast. And a lot of awesome surprises, man.
I will add to the DC compacts. The ones that we didn't cover are the ones that haven't, have been published already, because a couple of comics news sites have already talked about it. We 3 is getting a compact edition, and Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow is getting a compact edition as well.
Okay.
Everything else has already been announced by a comic book news site that is close to you. So,
Okay. Yes.
All right. Oh, do they write back to you when you send them a DC polls? They do. Everybody I talk to at DC is really nice, and it's a lot different than what it used to be. But I also understand everybody's busy and they do things different. But who knows? Maybe one day. But yes, they did say thank you. They sent that over to the right people, so that's really cool.
It's just they need to slip into gear, and in addition to just generating awareness, generate heat. And Marvel, say what you will about Marvel, they are good at generating heat, and DC's still playing catch up in that regard. But
this is a great start, though. I mean, the beginning of the 2025 year with all these Omnis coming out, man, it's amazing.
It is, but again, what they've done here is create awareness, not heat. Okay, I mean they have not created heat. We have brought the heat. We, the readers, have brought the heat because we really want these products. They have not done enough to generate the heat.
I see what you mean. And on the heat note, where can people find you, Dom of X?
All right, you can obviously find me here at Near Mint Condition, where I will do overviews of stuff that I am contractually obligated to do, and also everything else. But no, you can check all of the books that are on this Edelweiss catalog, or on comicreleases.com. We do have a running up-to-date spreadsheet of literally everything that was just talked about here, and all the trade paperback standard size hardcovers that we didn't cover. Find that at comicreleases.com. You'll also find me on my own YouTube channel at Dom of X, where I do have an interview uploading tomorrow. So be on the lookout for more stuff there.
All right. Lars, where can people find you?
Lars Pearson, publisher and editor-in-chief of Mad Norwegian Press, www.madnorwegian.com, and we continue to do our About Time series, in which we put every Doctor Who story in the social political context in which it's made, with an extraordinary number of geeky essays to go with it. And with Lance Parkin, I co-write a history, which is the definitive Doctor Who timeline.
And Omnidog, where can people find you, buddy?
Omnidog's Vault on YouTube. I am also on Instagram, Blue Sky, and I have a Discord. And thank you very much, Omar and Dom, for including me on this stream. It was a lot of fun. I really, really had a ton of fun.
And don't forget, Thursday is the Marvel Solicits, Jess.
Oh, 2:30?
2:30, my friend, yeah.
2:30, okay.
Yeah. Sorry, I was like, oh, I need to remind him while he's still here.
You sure do. Oh, sorry.
Viva Peru, carajo! Today's Jack's birthday.
Happy birthday!
DC Charles.
It's always got to be
You picked the right catalog for that, mi hermano. Happy birthday, man.
The perfect show to say that on. Yeah.
Happy birthday, man. And Omar's keeping them all hostage. At least I'm feeding them, though.
I mean, I literally work for Omar, so I don't have a choice.
Wait, did we say 2 or 2:30?
2:30.
Okay.
Yes. But that's it, everybody. We are out of here. Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Enjoy all these wonderful books from DC that are coming your way. Stay healthy and safe out there. Much love.
Peace and love.